And the second line, the 9 Power Extreme Box 2, then Blackie Chan. Big Time Ranson resuming tonight, and she's got a really good early speed in the mood, and Corborn Foxy the outside. Favourite is Mr. Mays. Jumping off box number 3, nearly there. And racing, bit slow, Mr. Mays. Big Time Ranson gets out okay. So too does Gladza Popping, and also roaring to the lead. Big Time Ranson will get to the lead round the first bend. Blackie Chan goes up outside it, and then Mr. Mays, and then we go back to Opawa Extreme, followed through there by Opawa Shiloh. Gladza Popping was there, early's been shuffled. Back with that Corborn Foxy and Ivanov. In front, Big Time Ranson. Blackie Chan gets around it, pushing the inside Mr. Mays. Further back then to Opawa Extreme, Opawa Shiloh, Corborn Foxy, Gladza Popping and Ivanov. Blackie Chan kicks away for an easy win here on Mr. Mays. And third to go by was Opawa Shiloh. Corborn Foxy just fourth in a blanket with Gladza Popping, Opawa Extreme. Big Time Ranson getting tired but would improve with it, and Ivanov at the back. 30 and 29 here for Blackie Chan, so two good times for the two heat winners tonight, and a good final coming up next week. 11.67 run home, and it's been 4, 3, 1 and 8. And Blackie Chan rounded up Big Time Ranson the outside. Mr. Mays just took his time getting past the tiring Big Time Ranson there. And as we have a look at them jumping early, slow beginning Mr. Mays, but he did boot through. I thought I was going to be calling him back in the pack, but around this first bend he punched right through and got himself into the race, as did Blackie Chan, and they've rounded up this leader Big Time Ranson, who's probably officially been fifth at the line, just looking at that finish. 6 lengths, 2 1/4 and 1 1/4, dying on her run, but as I say, she will improve with it. Blackie Chan the winner though for Bernie Mitchell on the Tarradoon Partnership by Oaks Road out of Grace Hill, and it's win 5 at start 22. And it's a good time, but not his fastest. Blackie Chan 30 and 29 up against a 30-20 earlier clock. Race 4 today, first security class 4, 305 metres, 9 and 10 come out, and we're racing with that one mark at 5 after 6 as we get to our half hour or thereabouts margins between races until the end of the night at 10:05.
Thank you, Mark, and enjoy the rest of your night too. By that time, we'll be hosting from the track with our 3 hosts across our 3 venues for early spring racing. Result of the third, so we've had the 4 dog taking out the opening 3 races from Hattrick tonight. 4, 4 and 4 for the early treble. 4 Blackie Chan, $4 and 2.20. 3 Mr. Mays, $1.50. 1 Opawa Shiloh, $1.50. 8 ran fourth. 3 4 Quinella, $9.10. 4 3 1 trifecta, $53.30 in the first 4, $256.20. 4 3 1 and 8. 8 ran fourth in Corborn Foxy. The treble 4 4 and 4, $36.10. Fourth race is the first security class 4 sprint. Here's a look at that market. 4 from Grace, $3.50 on fixed odds. Deservedly favourite, is getting up to class 4 now off the back of some impressive victories and impressive form going up through the grades. This one for Angela Turnwald, $3.50 early doors. Then you're out to $5.50 for 3 runners, increasing Mega Jet and One Broke Girl on that equal second line of betting. Americano, dog number 1's at $6.50 for Lisa Ahern off box number 1. It is coming out of facing class 5 dogs, and in that $6.50 quote now finds a solid class 4 sprint field and gets into box number 1 for race number 4. One Broke Girl was a winner 4 starts ago, went up into class 5 as a result of that, is now downgrading back into class 4 for this event tonight for Wendy Kite at that $6 quote. And Mega Jet's placed in 3 from its past 4. Stephen Ma races and trains out of Levin. Getting away from facing class 3s, will step up and face a solid class 4 field in race number 4. That's due at 5 past 6, and Rozzo will lead us into that. Well, we are underway at Addington Raceway with Greg O'Connor. We're underway at the Greyhounds at Whanganui at Hattrick Raceway with Mark Rosanowski, and we can welcome back from his break at Alexandra Park Craig the Whale Thompson ahead of the action tonight from Alexandra Park. We'll set the scene. As I did mention earlier, the weather conditions in Auckland, not too much rain about over the past few days. It's been a nice day compared to last week where the strong winds really hampered things. running into a headwind up the front straight a week ago. Cloudy tonight with the odd shower. Nor'westers down to 13 tonight. Track is fast and we're on meeting code number 5. First race not far off. Our next live race, 1 check-in, is a late scratching. Out of the first and 3, Oklahoma Thunder comes out 1 and 3, 1 late. Number 4 comes out of race 2. Number 8, Art of Gold from race 3. Race 4 tonight, all clear, same with race 5. Race 6 take out 2, Regal Petite. Race 7, that race due at 8:45, 2 First Home comes out, 11 Circus Boy scratching out of the 8th, and race number 9, number 1 Drover's Ear is the scratching, and the last is all clear. Well, we can now welcome in to take us through the coverage from Auckland tonight, Craig Thompson. Craig, welcome back from holiday. Looking forward to the early spring action out of the park tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Mark, and thanks for your help over the couple of weeks where I've been away, Mark. Beautiful night in the city of Sales here. A little bit of wind about, but track in very fast condition, and looking forward to the program. We've got a couple of very smart horses here tonight. Obviously, One Over the Moon drops back to a mobile, Mark, and he looks an absolute standout. Good free-for-all tonight too, with the likes of Arden's Choice, of course the Faithful, and Aliente taking on No Doctor Needed later in the night. Mark, my best of the night, I think One Over the Moon. I think as close as a good thing you're going to get tonight. He's been off 45 and 50. It was $1.50 yesterday. He's into $1.40. I know it's pretty short, but you can run him through your multis. And we have done a multi for you tonight with him in one of the legs. So we're going to go One Over the Moon onto Raringi Jewel, onto a place in Empty Pockets. So that's 506 number 6, onto 508 number 1, onto 1509 number 2. $20, $303. Very keen of One Over the Moon. Raringi Jewel, just note, change of driver tonight on that. Andrew Patama's crook. Only had the one drive tonight, will be replaced by Andrew Drake, race 8, horse number 1. A late driving change. And Mark's given you that late scratching in race number 1 tonight. Number 1, check in. Got a couple of drivers we need to talk to. Josh Dickey and also stable rep for the Tony Hurley barn, Tremaine Thorby. Will catch up with Zach Butcher after race number 1 tonight. Get his drives for the rest of the program. But let's talk to Josh Dickey. He's got Steady Rain in race number 1. Josh, thanks for your time tonight. First drive, Steady Rain for Tate Hopkins and Frank Cooney. Nice run last start. You drove. What did you make of the run?
I was pretty happy with the run, really. He got checked a little bit off the corner, and I think he only got beat a short margin for third, so it was a good effort to pick himself up. He's not a horse with high speed, but yeah, he suits himself in here. They'll run along a bit for him, and he's not a bad place bet.
So that's Josh Dickey with his thoughts about Steady Rain. Pretty big long odds here at around about 30 to 1. Draws awkwardly, one from the outside, and there is a bit of gate speed inside him. There's a horse I think is very hard to beat in Naylor. Class Act this, really good last week behind Acceptance. Came from a similar draw, and I think tonight he's very hard to beat. 270 is your favourite in race number 1 tonight. Catch up with Tremaine Thorby. The Tony Hurley barn have got a big group of horses in tonight. He's a stable rep. Let's talk to him about runner number 8. Trimmer, thanks for your time tonight. Stable got big numbers in, 7 runners. Let's talk about the maiden in the first, Timahia. Gee, I thought good last week.
He was good, Craig. He got held up at a crucial stage and hit the line good.
He's a horse that showed a bit at the trials. Barry 8's not a great draw for him tonight, but he's better than a maiden.
I definitely think so. He's the sort of horse, whatever he's done, he's got better and better, and I can see him progressing through the grades.
Tonight, with the right sort of run, good each way chance for the boss?
Definitely an each way.
That's Jermaine with his thoughts about Timar here, and we'll catch up with the rest of the team as the night progresses. There's runner number 2, Oneid and Amethyst, big bloke by Sports Rider. He's got a lot of a talent, this horse. Can do the odd things wrong. He's not the most fluent pacer, but if he gets around that first bend safely, what I can tell you is he's been very, very good at the workouts and trials. Barrier 1 now's a concern if he gets crossed. If he can hold up, he'd be very hard to catch. Runner number 2, Oneid and Amethyst. This one out of an Eden Dancer for Lincoln Farms and Ray Green. Really like him. I think he'll make the grade. Big son of Sports Rider. Maybe a little bit weak mentally, but physically he's very, very strong. Runner number 2, Oneid and Amethyst. For me, it's 11 to beat 2. I think you need 10 accumulator in here. Zach Butcher takes to drive. The stable have got 2 in here. Eton Laredo Torpedo. Accumulator ran 3rd behind Acceptance last week. Naylor ran 2nd. They're both drawn 2nd row. Accumulator follows through behind October Rush here. So runner number 10 you will need. Best of the rest, runner number 8, Timar here. By some beach somewhere, out of Hi-Ho Silver Lining. I think Tony had that runner. Neil Pilcher, Trevor Casey in this one. Good luck to you boys. Has a bad draw, but was good last start. Definite first 4 chance. For me, it's 11, 2, 10 and 8. 11, 2, 10 and 8. Aaron White's numbers in the first. 10, 11, 2.
For me, with the runners into the lane. 2 1/4 laps to open the night, 2,200 metres. We're underway. The AG Hurley, Alex Park leading trainer driver, Mobile Pace Field, Punter's Dream out nicely with Happy Magic and O'Need Amethyst. Laredo Torpedo, nice enough run through from the second line. O'Need Amethyst will hold up the lead, so Laredo Torpedo will take the trail. They're followed by Accumulator and Nailer. Then came October Rush, Steady Rain, and Timar here, and the Iceman settle last. 1,800 metres left to go. O'Need Amethyst, the sports rider gelding on debut, leads away a length and a half. Now Punter's Dream has managed to secure the trailing spot for Mango. Then Laredo Torpedo, Happy Magic. They're followed by Accumulator. Laredo Torpedo away from 3 back on the inside for Barry Purden, off to look for the lead. 41 and 8 was the lead time. Accumulator is in the running line. October Rush back on the markers. Naylor's got the back of Accumulator. Steady Rain second last. Timar here the last 1,400 out. Laredo Torpedo, he's whipped around to take the top now. The Better's Delight Colt leads a length and a quarter. O'Need Amethyst bowling along nicely in the trail now for the Chief David Butcher, and 3 lengths away in the field to Punter's Dream. That has Accumulator and Zach Butcher fourth and parked. Happy Magic back on the inside, opening quarter 30.4. 1-1 is Nailer back on the inside. October Rush, Steady Rain, and Tony Hurley, the race sponsor here with the leading trainer driver from the past season. He's with Timar here on the back of Steady Rain back last as they work the stables corner their final time. Laredo Torpedo leads from O'Need Amethyst and Accumulator around Punter's Dream, and then Naylor's had a nice seat 1-1. Here's Timar here making its move back on the inside then as they pace out to the 800 metre mark was Happy Magic with Steady Rain just getting in advance of that October Rush the last 34 and 2 the second quarter. Laredo Torpedo through the back leads by 3/4. Timar here's right there now ready to strike. O'Need Amethyst, nice run in the trail, and 1-1 Accumulator just been tapped up at that point. Punter's Dream 3 back on the inside, then Naylor, Happy Magic, Steady Rain. October Rush off the back they come and they sweep across the showgrounds turn. Final time 400 to go, back straight quarter in 29. Laredo Torpedo, Timar here. Here's Naylor getting around Accumulator. O'Need Amethyst waiting the passing lane, then Steady Rain as they balance up. Timar here goes to Laredo Torpedo. Accumulator, Naylor down the outside. O'Need Amethyst on the passing lane. Timar here. Naylor strides up. Accumulator on his inside. Naylor and Accumulator go to Timar here. O'Need Amethyst laters. Steady Rain down the outside, but Naylor, he's a maiden no longer. Gets it done nicely for the Magic Man, Morris McHenry. Accumulator second. Timar here third. Then O'Need Amethyst. They were followed by Steady Rain, Punter's Dream, Laredo Torpedo, October Rush, Happy Magic to be the last, and 243.6, 28.1 was the final quarter. Had a nice track throughout, did Naylor on the back of Accumulator. He ended up 3 back in the running line as Timar here got the chair, but Naylor's let down with a powerful burst. The Better's Delight gelding. Accumulator, the Better's Delight colt for second. Zach Butcher and Timar here, the son of Some Beach Somewhere, will make up the trifecta, getting third. And O'Need Amethyst has made a good deal of his debut to run fourth. And the AG Tony, the Iceman Hurley, Alex Park, leading trainer driver, Mobile Pace.
Official placings, race 1, the AG Hurley Alexandra Park leading trainer and driver, Mobile Pace. 11, 10, 8, 2, 7, 9. 11, 10, 8, 2, 7, 9. Horse 11, Naylor, paced the 2200 metres in 243.63. Mile rate of 159.7. Last 857.1. The 428.1. The margins 1 1/4 lengths, a half neck, 1 1/4 lengths. 11, 10, 8, 2, 7, 9. Race 1, the AG Hurley Alex Park leading trainer and driver, Mobile Pace.
So Naylor to come back at the head of the field. Confirmed by Judge Graham McLennan as our first winner of the night. Won at start 4 for Naylor. The estate of JF Toomey, the owner. Brian Bunty Hughes, the trainer out of Ardmore. And Morris, the Magic Man McKendry, will come back at the head of the field. On the Better's Delight, brown 3-year-old gelding at a Brayside Star. Was bred by the Whitelocks BJ and Mrs. CJ. Lovely maiden win and a good field too. AG Hurley, Alex Park leading trainer driver, Mobile Pace. There's Tony giving congratulations to the connections, and he'll pick up the prize tomorrow night, of course, at the North Island Harness Racing Awards. David Turner, race night steward of the Auckland Trotting Club. In fact, no, we've got Paul Lowther down there for the first. So Paul Lowther, race night steward of the Auckland Trotting Club, down there, part of the victory celebrations here after the first on the card. 10 accumulator, Better's Delight, Splendid Dreams, brown 3-year-old colt, MS and CJ Roberts, the owners, Barry Purton, trained Clevedon, Zach Butcher. 8 Timar here, the Some Beach Somewhere, Hi-Ho Silver Lining, 3-year-old bay gelding for a third. In Pilcher, TG Casey. Majestic Racing Syndicate, SH Matthews, the owners, Tony Hurley, the trainer driver out of Papakura. Totes in the opening event, we'll see. Naylor return, $2.20 the win, $1 the place, $2.20 and $1. 10 accumulator, $1.70, $1.70. 8 Timar here, $2.40, $2.40. Quinella, $3.80, $3.80. Trifecta, $32.30, $32.30. And the 11, 10, 8, 2. First 4, $87.90. $87.90. Race 2 on the card is the He's Watching tender closes, 8 p.m. tonight, Mobile Pace. There is a tender form in your official race program if you'd like to put in a tender for He's Watching. That will close off at 8 p.m. this evening. Scratch Corroboree number 4 and Step Up number 1 is the early favourite, 4 and $1.20. The 8 Acceptance, $4.30 money back. 2 Trilogy, $671.90. Kill Lady number 3, $770 and $4.30. Spring Campaign number 7, $860 and $4.20. Snow Raker number 5, an easy winner last Friday night, $970 and $3.70. That will open the early quaddie on the card this evening. We race at 6:15. As I mentioned, we've got a big night of harness racing coming in from Addington on our Intertrack service. We're under a minute out from the second on the card there. It's Morris Holmes Vars night there as we lead up, of course, to the New Zealand Trotting Cup.
Entertaining. $13,000 maiden. Money's up and they all turn it on. It's great racing when they do it.
Yeah, look, it was a good contest too, and I reckon whichever one of those first four home there landed first or in front of the others, as was the case with Forgotten Highway and good on Mitchell Kerr putting the horse in the race, that's where the winner was going to come from, but a lot of merit in those around them.
Absolutely, and I don't want to have Ross Rustler here from inside the back row at big odds each way. Now, news through from the bookies. $5,000 on Living Legend at $2.30 as news just through. So it's into $2.20 the option, $2 the tote. Number 5, Living Legend. Back row here is Avros Rustler, Asia Patron, Highland Rain downgrading tonight, and Natural Courage. Xenamac drawn the 1. Handlebar Hank 2, Floretta now set. Avros Bricoli, Living Legend. San Lassou, Dapper George. Nick McWillie and Wahimo Art. Set for the second. Ready to go. Green light. And they're racing. And Handlebar Hank was away fast. Xenamac looking to hold it up on the inside. And Nick McWillie going up 3 out. Avros Rustler's 4th the trail. And 5th is Floretta. A length and a half Asia Patron from San Lassou. Next on the outside of that pace, a Highland Rain from Living Legend. No early luck, 3 wide. Dapper George hard driven to keep the favourite, 3 out. A length and a half Natural Courage from Avros Bricoli, and a length and a half away last of all is Wahimo Art. Lead time 22.9, that is fast. As Nick McWillie goes on with it, Xenamax really made Nick McWillie work for the lead, but gets there now. Handlebar Hank parked on the outer. Avros Rustlers 3 back the pegs from Floretta running 5th. Next to the inside, Asia Patron. Then came Highland Rain. Dapper George around San Lassou. They have backed the speed off, but they had to. From Natural Courage, the inside Avros Bricoli. Living Legend had to drag back to second last to get in, and with the slow speed now, John Dunn's off, and Wahimo Art's going to go from the pegs to the 3 wide line, and Dapper George is out in front of Living Legend. First quarter, 31.3, 1,000 to go. Nick McWillie's about to get company as Dapper George goes up to have a bite for the lead here. And at the moment, Nick McWillie's going to hunt up, and the pace goes on again. Floretta's a length and a half away on the back of Handlebar Hank. So Floretta 3 back the outside. Xenamax in the trail. And Living Legends 3 wide and posted. Avros Rustlers 3 back the pegs from Highland Rain. Wahimo Art 3 wide and 1 back from Asia Patron. Natural Courage 3 wide. San Lassou the middle. And Avros Bricoli last on the peg row, 5.50 to go. 31.5 the second quarter, 62.8 for the half, and Dapper George works Nick McWillie still. 3 wide Living Legend. Has the earplugs out though, the favourite. Xenamac waits on the terror to love it. Pineleaf Farm passing lane. Held up the middle, Handlebar Hank from Wahimo Art and Avros Rustler. Nick McWillie leads. Hard driven Dapper George and Living Legend. No run Xenamac nor Avros Rustler. And next Handlebar Hank, 30 down the back. Leader is Nick McWillie. Xenamac out wide of Living Legend still there. Avros Rustler sneaking through on the inside. Living Legends made the lead. Avros Rustler's through now. Floretta descending. Avros Rustler's gone to the lead though, and Avros Rustler won it. Has beaten home Floretta. And third is a photo. Living Legend, Handlebar Hank. San Lassou not far away, but I fancy it'll miss out. Then Xenamac. Next in Avros Bricoli, Wahimo Art. And then came Highland Rain for the back Asia Patron, Nick McWillie, Dapper George. And last in is Natural Courage. 10 Avros Rustler, Dexter Dunn at $21.80 and $4.60 has found room on the Terror to Love at Pineleaf Farm passing lane. There were moves galore. Floretta storms home into second. Horse number 3 at $2.40. And third's a photo finish. We've got Living Legend and Handlebar Hank, the 2 there. Last quarter 29.3, 2.5 for the last mile. And there was just room up the lane for Avros Rustler to get through. And the way the race was run, it turned out to be the perfect draw. Greg inside the back row, 3 back the inside. It was on from the start, and Dexter and Andrew Fawkes combined.
Congratulations, Mark. You found one at 20-1 here. Avros Rustler, the 8-year-old by Live or Die at a blazing Avros for the Petites, RE and AG. Congratulations, Andrew Fawkes, Dexter Dunn. Led up there, Nick McWillie had a decent battle with Xenamac early on, got attended to by several, including Living Legend, who had a torrid run and has been very brave in third. Here's the judges' call.
Avros Rustler, second 3 Floretta, and third 5 Living Legend.
Fourth has gone to 2, Handlebar Hank. From 6, San Lassou, and 9, Waihemo Art. 10, 3, 5, 2, 6, 9. The margins, half a neck, 1 1/4 lengths, half a head, half a neck. Winner's time is 2:24.9, a mile rate of 1:59.6. The last 859.3, last 429.5.
And congratulations to Andrew Fawkes here. Never had to go round a horse there on the markers at that speed, and too good for them. Avros Rustler wins 7 at start 86. Got into that race beautifully, and beautifully found by Mark Mack. 21.80 and 4.60. His top tip. Floretta in second at 2.40 for Blair Orange, and Living Legend Brave in third, $1.50. 46.60 the Quinella, 482.40 the trifecta, and your first 4. 10, 3, 5 and 2. Handlebar Hank first up out of the Leone Jones barn. 2,253.60 with 1,700 carrying forward to our next. Did complete the double. 11 and 10. Forgotten Highway in the first leg. 59.90. 11.3 concession there has paid 15.30. In terms of our opening quaddie, you do need the 10 on your ticket, and the book opened it yesterday at $31. Next race to go, TOB Trackside 1, does come to us from the Wanganui Greyhounds. 5.5 minutes out from the fourth. Fall from Grace, the favourite at $3.80 in a compressed betting market. 7 of the runners under an $8 quote with the bookmakers. Race number 4 from Wanganui, Mark does have them 2, 4, 8 and the 1. 2, 4, 8 and 1. Short break, other side you'll be with Mark Rosanowski building into the fourth.
World record holder Sweet Lou returns to Woodland Stud this spring after serving another full book of quality mares in the USA. Sweet Lou's race record is simply staggering, earning him the reputation of being a sensational 2-year-old and a champion age pacer. He bankrolled over $3 million, remains the fastest 2-year-old in history, and is the only horse to record 6 straight wins in sub 148 in free-for-all company. Join Harness Racing's Speed Explosion and breed to Sweet Lou in 2016.
He's watching, wins the Meadowlands Pace.
He's watching the world champion, the fastest horse ever.
This horse is definitely the fastest. You know, he could just absolutely fly.
Unbeaten US 2-year-old of the year, setting 5 track records and 2 world records.
In the Meadowlands Pace, I felt like he did have wings because he just floated all the way to the wire. 1:46 and 4, equaling the all-age world record.
He's watching, producing outstanding foals at Alabar.
Hattrick Raceway venue for the Wanganui Greyhound Racing Club's meeting tonight, and we are up to race number 4, and so far number 4 has been the key. It's won all 3 races to date. Allegro Runnings, Chai Latte, the first 2 races for Lisa Ahern, and then Blackie Chan in the previous for Bernie Mitchell. And number 4's not a forlorn hope here either. Mega Jet for Steve Marr. As Greg O'Connor pointed out, though, before the break, it's a very compressed market with the exception of Box of Fluffies, and I guess the challenge is on now to try and find a $21 winner. Like Mark McNamara has at Addington in that previous, but I don't think it'll be Box of Fluffies here. Although it's not a bad animal and did win 2 starts back, but it is that sort of field. Went 2, 4, 8 and 1, so was actually leaving the book favourite out here, Fall from Grace. It's that sort of race. And despite taking a handful in the quad, he was quite keen on increasing from an each-way basis at $1.80. I think they might have inched that into about $1.75 now. The book, but you're getting around that anyway if you want to follow this through. Race 8, Venga Guapa, looking for a bit of an injection there at a place price of $3.50. Actually think the middle will suit that greyhound to run a place. 6 Hour Gypsy in the race of the night, race number 10. They should get a drag across from box 6, a dog who likes the rail. I thought it was a bit stronger last week when second to Corborn Brick offers a bit of each way value in that 9 and 2.20 the book at the moment, going for the place odds though. And then Pink Shellac in the last, a $3 chance to crank things up. Did actually make a bet of the night, and a $20 in and around that, about $830, maybe a fraction less as it stands, with increasing right now. But it just shows you that there's some place value that you can find during the night. They've got to come in, of course, and well, sometimes they do, and more often than not they don't, but you can have a lot of fun and get close or nail some pretty good dividends at the end of the night. And Corborn Brick, I think, at 210 is the only dog we've got really short in the markets tonight. I mean, Chai Latte earlier was $2.20, admittedly, but generally relatively even betting fields tonight. But lots of chances here. Increasing off box 2 for Nathan Udy. Now, this dog's run 4 consecutive placings. Very good effort last time from Dream Zone from the other side of the track, box 7, and prior to that led for a fair way at Manawatu and got run down by a couple of pretty good dogs. Got a handy record close in, especially off the 2. There's Homebush Ramona, who's got some speed, but the 2 dog there we're talking about there in shot, and over the back of that is Mega Jet, and Mega Jet ran second off box 3 last week to Stole Me Wallet, and they ran 17.50. It was the fastest sprint of the night, and some pretty good sprinters went around last week, so that was a pretty good return. There's Box of Fluffies, the 20-1 outsider, although a dog that did win 2 starts back might get a wee bit of a helping hand, a bit of room early with Hugh Jean if it jumps and draws across the field. Mega Jet ran third off this trap, actually, box number 4. He's actually got an excellent record off the 4. Here's Mega Jet, not quite as sharp as he used to be perhaps, but he's still racing well the last couple of weeks for Steve Maher. A minute out from start time here. One Broke Girl in the pink rug. She downgrades. She's been running against the Class 5. She was 4th behind All in Berlin and Subic Bay last week. She was drawn closer in, and generally I like her there, but she has won a couple of times from box 8, so she's not forlorn from out there. A winner 4 back, and as I say, 4th in Class 5, and it was a good Class 5 field last week. It was pretty useful. She was checked at the first bend prior to that, so she should make a presence felt fairly quickly back in Class 4. Americano off the inside keeps taking money, and 6.50 into 6 I see. It's 1-4 here. 17.91's the fastest, which is a surprise, but she has been competitive stepping up in the grades. She was admittedly in a very good Class 4 and 5 field last week and had a squeeze box. Well, gets the inside. She's 2 from 2 there. Americano. She's definitely, well, surely going to have to run faster than 17.91 to win a race like this, but as I say, she's been taking the step up. She has run a couple of reasonable times across at Palmerston North. And Fall from Grace, the 3. I was surprised to see her come up so short earlier, just given she doesn't have a lot of experience over this 305 metres, and she was in a 305 race not so long ago, and she was beaten in a fairly moderate time. It's not to say she's not a chance, of course she is. To the traps, race 4, First Security Class 4 Sprint, Americano off the inside, Fall from Grace in 3, then Homebush Ramona in 5, and Box of Fluffies. Fall from Grace is a loose 440 favourite with Tote, and has been an easing favourite with the book. Increasing, Mega Jet, Hugh Jean, One Broke Girl. Many chances it appears. Set. Racing, Americano out okay, the inside out quite nicely too was Homebush Ramona. Here's One Broke Girl coming across around the outside, poking through now. Hugh Jean gets to the rail, trying to get there too would have been Box of Fluffies. Increasing goes around the outside. Homebush Ramona's been shuffled, no chance here. Fall from Grace and Mega Jet at the back. Running wide is Americano, but it's going to beat One Broke Girl, and increasing into 3rd. Fall from Grace was 4th, and the other 4 were in a heap. Hugh Jean, Homebush Ramona, back with them, Box of Fluffies and Mega Jet. Couple got shuffled at the first bend here in this too, and Americano, well, she'll have posted a personal best tonight without any doubt at all. 17 and 69, run home 10.61, 7.08 lead up, 1.82 and 3. And she used up a fair bit of the track, but she posts her 5th win on this track over One Broke Girl. The 8 came across onto the 6, onto the 5, the 4, the 3. They're all squeezed up. Americano angled out. Increasing was in trouble early, but somehow managed to get out of the squeeze. Homebush Ramona was there briefly. Box of Fluffies was there to this point. Might have just checked off heels just after that freeze, possibly. But Americano galloping away from the rail, but in for Lisa Ahern's 3rd win of the night. And the box 4 trend ends with a 1, Americano. And on the board, 1, 8, 2 and 3, 2 links, 4 links, 2 1/4 links. And just see if we get those sectionals confirmed. 7.08. Don't think there's anything with my maths this time around. And the run home 10.61. Americano by Magic Sprite out of Big Time Latte, a sister to Chai Latte who won earlier. Lisa Ahern owns and trains in her third win of the night and win 9 for this dog at start 21. That's not a bad sort of a strike rate. That's our race 4. Race number 5, the Laser Plumbing Wanganui Class 4 Sprint, also 9 and 10 out, and we race there at 6:34. On our way to Alexandra Park, though, it's meeting code 5, race number 2 there in Auckland, 7 minutes out from start time. And Craig the Whale Thompson, as we link up with you, $1.90 favourite here, Acceptance, who won on debut.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. What a difference a week can make. This horse was $13 to win a maiden race last week, 7 days ago, Mark, when the fixed odds came out. Got crunched into $3.80, I think, on tote closing this week. In a C1 race, he opened up around about $2.40 last night. He's into $1.90. Really nice bloke, this. He qualified exceptionally well at Alexandra Park. His trials prior to his first up run hinted to me that he was far better than the maiden. Don't say the bookmakers don't give you any value. $13 last week. I know it was snapped up pretty quickly, but I think he was as short as $8, $7 in the morning and stayed right through till around about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the money really kept coming for this horse, and found the front and really never looked back. So nice type. Big ask tonight, though, and I put it to Josh Dickey in the interview. It's different coming out of maidens into C1s. There's a few that have tried and tested in this race and have been there and done that, so it's not going to be easy for him. He starts from the outside of the front. Let's talk to Josh and get his thoughts about runner number 8. Josh, Acceptance, very good on debut last start, backed up some solid trials form. He steps into C1 tonight, but gee, looks a really progressive horse.
Yeah, he's a horse we've got a bit of time for. He's come up quite nice this time in, and he's still a wee bit green and dumb, but his win last week was really nice. He did a lot of work off the front, and it was quite a strong headwind up the straight there, and he showed a bit of class last week. We were pretty impressed.
Typical bettor's delight. They'll get better, and he's a 3-year-old now. How far do you think he could go?
Look, I think he can sort of win a few races. He's got to put his hand up a bit now. He's only a young horse, and if they're going to make the grade to that next step, they've got to keep delivering. So look, whatever happens tonight, we're going to give him a little break after this. He can go out for a month, and we'll get him ready for the Christmas meeting. And if he's going to be good enough to front it with them, we'll just see how he goes.
So there's Josh's thoughts about him. He's sweating up a bit, getting a bit keen run at the start, runner number 8, Acceptance. Of course, he's out of a great family, out of Dream Offer. This is the family, of course, Delightful Offer, and of course, Better Dream, Better Offer. Can't Refuse, who's doing a great job in Australia at the moment. So he's got a bit of family pedigree, and his first up run was very good. Americana, 660, took out the last at the Dogs. I put him on top, but I've got a little bit of a trepidation about him tonight, Acceptance. That win first up was very soft. Tonight he's going to have to probably work an awful lot harder to win. The key will be to see how quickly he can get off the gate. If he can get across Snow Raker at the start and Trilogy and step up and find the front and get a soft quarter, I think he can win. But he's getting short enough now at $2. Runner number 8, Acceptance. I think the dangers is from the inside here. That horse on screen is clearly the best value. At around about $5.30, she sit parked for the majority of the running last week behind He's Novak, and was still coming at the line. If she gets a soft trip on the fence tonight, she's a good chance of running top 3 step up. So it's 8 to beat 1. 7 Spring Campaign. Well, he was a hard horse to follow because he promised to win a maiden race very quickly, and it took him 6 starts to get through to that maiden win. It was convincing last start in 2:43. He'll probably have to go quicker tonight, but he looked very well parading. Runner number 7, Spring Campaign. Zach Butcher aboard. I hope to get Zach prior to the second, but with commitments and runners in the first, we'll get him before the third anyway. 7 Spring Campaign, Ray Green must go in. And 5 Snow Raker. He won a similar race last week. He found the front. It was far too good for them. Beat Turnbulls. 2:46, not overly quick, and he'll have to go quicker tonight. But remember last week the track was off. They had plenty of rain, plenty of headwind, and a pretty sticky track. And talking to a couple of drivers tonight about last week's runs, you could put a line through a few of them, and I think the times were a little bit irrelevant last week. So number 5, Snow Raker, into the top 4. Have a look at the Drivers' Challenge for tonight at Alexandra Park. Zach Butcher's got a great book of drives, and he's 130 into 125. He got 2 points in the first, obviously, with Accumulator. Tony Hurley, 5 to 450. He's got the likes of, obviously, One Over the Moon later on the program. Good book of drives. Josh Dickey, 950 out to 13. And any other individual driver at $11. So Zach Butcher, hotter than toast in the Stonewall Stud Drivers Challenge, and he's got a great book of drives. When you look at, obviously, Spring Campaign here, Reza, who's been a hot favourite in the third. He's got Killer Queen, Arden's Choice, Awesome Dude, and Demoiselle in the last. So 7 drives and 7 realistic chances in the Stonewall Stud Drivers Challenge. There's runner number 11, and that is Mo Casino. What I can tell you last week, those who are on, the horse Fibulated, have had a talk to the Stipe Henry Stewards tonight. They did an ECG, and he's been vetted, and he's given the all-clear to race tonight. So Mo Casino, prior to that run last week, was in great form. The win at Alexandra Park was in 3:22, so if you're prepared to put the line through last week's run, you're getting a nice price. And saying that he's drawn the second row, and the favoured rivals are off the front. 11 Mo Casino, probably the best value in the race. David Butcher takes to drive. Regular driver Zach is aboard runner number 7, Spring Campaign. 8, 1, 7 and 5 for me in race number 2. Let's head upstairs to Aaron White, get his thoughts on the first leg of the quaddie tonight. Aaron, you're with his acceptance last week. He was the subject of plenty of talk, and it was good talk last week.
Certainly was, and they don't debut much better than he did last Friday night. He beat Naylor, who's come out and won the first on the card. So although he's got a wide draw, he had a wide draw. In fact, barrier 7 to overcome there on debut, so I have no issues there. He's just getting a shoe tapped on as acceptance over there by our course farrier, Kevin Crampton, just doing a bit of work there on acceptance as we speak. He's on top. The 8 over the 1, a step up, who was very good in defeat last week, and behind he's Novak, beaten and nose. It was a very good run, went 4th, 2 starts back, and was in behind Killer Queen. 2 Trilogy. It's been given a wee bit of a freshen up. It was runner-up out at the workouts on Saturday. Tony Hurley to do the driving here. It's always shown plenty of ability, the American Ideal gelding, getting a nice draw this evening. And Spring Campaign can certainly go on with what was a good maiden success 3 weeks ago. Zach Butcher, Ray Green. 8, 1, 2 and 7 for me here, Craig, to open the early quaddie on the program tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Aaron. We'll have a look at a suggested quaddie I did earlier in the afternoon. 178 the first leg, step up Spring Campaign acceptance. I wasn't compared to anchor acceptance in race number 2 tonight. So 178, second leg of the quaddie, 4, 5, 7, 11, 12. That's Queen Lestreese, All Up Night, Reza, Poppy Drayton, and Gotta Go Darley Queen, who I think is my value bet of the night tonight. Race number 4, the third leg of the quaddie, 4, 6, 9 and 10 in the trot. King of the Roses, Saint Michelle, Little Bro and George. And in the last, anchoring Mr. Euroman. That's $60 for a full unit. If you want to go shorter, $30 will get you 50% of that suggested quaddie tonight. Quaddie pool approaching $9,000 and climbing as we speak. Of course, later on in the program, as I mentioned, the free-for-all tonight, looking forward to that. No doctor needed. Jack McKinnon takes the drive in race number 7 tonight. He's a $1.75 favourite, fixed odds. He takes on the 3-pronged Purdon attack. Arden's Choice, the Faithful, and Aliante in that race also. The likes of Beyond the Silence and Hank Bromack. That's race number 7. That's our feature tonight. The Fashion at the Park, 14th of October. Mobile pace, 1,700 metres. Great to have No Doctor Needed back on track tonight. What I can tell you is had 2 very strong workouts in the last 2 weeks. The man beside me, Cameron Shaw, he's been calling those workouts at Pukekohe, and he was very big on No Doctor Needed tonight. The way that it worked last Saturday. I was in Australia, didn't see it, but he tells me worked the tracks down. Race 7, number 8, No Doctor Needed. Of course, One Over the Moon, chasing win number 21 tonight at start 59. Winner of over $300,000. He goes round in our main trot tonight. Race number 6. Field is down to 6 now with a scratching of Regal Petite. And he comes into barrier number 5. His run last start on a very wet track off 50 metres. I know he got beaten, but gee, he was good. He had to catch them, then sit parked out in a hailing wind, and he stuck on very well. And that was on the back of a very good win prior to that, where he came off 45 metres to beat them. Tonight, he is off the front with the Mobile. Another horse that worked well on Saturday was Reel Me In. Great to have him back on track tonight. Of course, trained by Matthew Pemberton. Philip Butcher on board tonight. He was a workout winner last week, so expect him to go a very good race in a fresh up state. Reel Me In. Race number 6. The trot starts at 8:16 tonight. Remember, pick 6 is at Addington tonight, $40,000 guaranteed, and it starts race number 5 at Addington tonight. Greg O'Connor and Mark McNamara bring you all the action there from Addington tonight. First leg of pick 6 at 7:24 on the 10 race program there at Addington tonight. Over 2 minutes late for race number 2 tonight, with the shoe being taken off Acceptance. So I'm hearing through my earpiece that they're actually going to take the shoe off runner number 8 Acceptance. So that farrier work has not quite been completed, so they decided to take the shoes off Acceptance. So he'll go round without his shoe, both shoes I understand, on runner number 8. And here's your $2 favourite, $1.90 on the tote. Second favourite here is runner number 1, Step Up, at $5.10. They're in their preliminaries at Addington for race number 3 on option 803 at Addington. So
Quaddy that he's watching at Alabar 10 to closes 8 p.m. tonight. $181.40 about 8 Acceptance, looking to remain unbeaten after what was a very good debut success last Friday night. Thank you, Craig, and behind the Alabar arm for the he's watching at Alabar 10 to closes 8 p.m. tonight. The second on the card, Acceptance, has had the front shoes removed. We'll run the $1.90, $1.40 favourites. Into the lane they come, 2,200 metres. He's watching at Alabar 10 to closes 8 p.m. tonight. Green light flashes. We're off and racing. Snow Raker, middle of the line, comes out well. Kill Lady, and back on the inside, Step Up. Master of Escape will land fourth. Acceptance looking to roll forward. He'll be caught 3 wide onto the stable's corner first time. To his inside, Trilogy. On the inside of that pair is Speak Up. They're followed by Bourbon Street. Getting back in the field then on settling his spring campaign, Mo Casino. And last, Elliot Daniel. 1,800 to go. Snow Raker leads. Acceptance cruising up out 3 around Master of Escape to get close or into the lead for Joshua Dickey. Back on the inside then to Step Up. There followed Kill Lady and Speak Up, and further back is Trilogy as the race favourite does roll to the top in a lead time of 42.1. On the back of Trilogy, 2 lengths off it is Bourbon Street, and they're followed by Spring Campaign Mo Casino. And back with that, Elliot Daniel. 1,400 to go, and the son of Better's Delight looking to remain unbeaten. His name Acceptance. Joshua Dickey's taken him to the front. He's got the ears pricked now. On the inside is Snow Raker. Master of Escape is third in park with Kill Lady fourth, 1-1, and back on the inside Step Up. It's stablemate Trilogy in the running line. Back on the inside Speak Up. Opening quarter in 30.9. Back in the field is Bourbon Street as Master of Escape will now roll on to the top. Judge Bell and 1 to go. Spring Campaign is third last, and the stablemates Mo Casino with Elliot Daniel to its inside the last pair. Around the stables corner they go their final time, and Master of Escape and the Wizard Todd Mitchell 1.25 lengths over Acceptance. Kill Lady now up to parked, and 1-1 Trilogy for the Iceman Tony Hurley. Back on the inside Snow Raker, then Bourbon Street. There followed Step Up, who's had the shuffle up to 4 back on the markers. Spring Campaign and Mo Casino Speak Up, and back with those is Elliot Daniel second quarter 30.6. 600 to go. And Master of Escape leads by a length. Kill Lady Acceptance now on the trail, and 1-1 Trilogy. Snow Raker 3 back on the inside. It's stablemate Bourbon Street a length off it. Then Step Up, Spring Campaign, Mo Casino. Speak Up's well back in the field. As to is Elliot Daniel back straight quarter 28.4. Master of Escape to bring them for home. Here's Trilogy challenging. Acceptance waiting the passing lane. Then Kill Lady further back in the field. Then to Bourbon Street. Spring Campaign down the outside. Going to the leaders, Trilogy. Here's Acceptance now pouncing through on the passing lane, and out wide Spring Campaign. Acceptance goes to Trilogy. Acceptance, and he will remain unbeaten, and does it again in pretty good fashion as well. 240.9 over Trilogy. Spring Campaign. Photos fourth. Mo Casino getting home well. Then Step Up. They were followed back by Snow Raker. Further back in the field then was Elliot Daniel, Master of Escape. Back with those Bourbon Street, Kill Lady, and Speak Up to be the last. And he's watching at Alabar 10 to closes 8 p.m. tonight. Decided to take a trail with 1,100 to go to Joshua. Waited the passing lane and pounces strongly. He's a beautiful type by Better's Delight, and he's unbeaten now in 2. Second over was Trilogy. Spring Campaign there for third. Big late run Mo Casino to make up the first 4 in the second on the night.
Official placings race 2. The He's Watching tender closes at 8 p.m. tonight. Mobile pace 827-1115. 827-1115. Horse 8 Acceptance paced the 2200 metres in a good time of 240.91. Mile rate of 157.7. Last 857.2, the 428.8. The margins 1 3/4 lengths, a neck, a half length. 827-1115. All official race 2. The He's Watching tender closing at 8 p.m. tonight. Mobile pace.
He's a lovely type by Bettor's Delight. Acceptance remains unbeaten in 2 runs for Roslyn Stud Limited. The owners, John and Joshua Dickey, the trainers out of Clevedon. Co-trainer Joshua Dickey in the cart will come back at the head of the field after the second on the card. Bettor's Delight Dream Offer, 3-year-old brown gelding bred by Woodland Stud New Zealand Limited. Don't forget, if you want to put a tender in for He's Watching, leave your tender form down in the racing office, or contact Karen Blanchard before 8 p.m. tonight. 027 808 3150. Graham Henley down there, part of the victory celebrations, as to Murray Goldsworthy, race night steward and life member of the Auckland Trotting Club. 2 Trilogy for second. American Ideal 3 J's 4-year-old bay gelding, raced by Mrs. K.W. Fenton Ellis along with DJ McCarthy and M.W. Boyd. Steve Telfer, Chris Garlick trained at Papakura. Tony Herlihy. 7 Spring Campaign for third. Courage Under Fire, Spring Thor, brown 3-year-old colt for Lincoln Farms Limited. The XL Syndicate, D. James. MJ Brereton along with KJ Bell, S. Beckett, J.R. Dias and BP Rabbit. Ray Green trained at Pukekohe. Zach Butcher. Totes, number 8 Acceptance, $1.80 and $1.20. 181.20. 2 Trilogy, $2.10, $2.10. 7 Spring Campaign, $1.60, $1.60. Quinella, $6.20, $6.20. Trifecta.
And even though it's a better field tonight, I think she'll be real hard to beat.
And a lead excuse is your last drive in the last race appropriately, and has trialled up okay.
It has. It was a disappointing first trial, but then last week it would improve lengths and lengths. So if it improves a few more lengths, even from that draw, it'll hit the line good and be a place chance.
So that's Gavin Smith, he and John Dunn with pretty strong chances here tonight. Great to get their information. This completes the opening treble. If you've missed the first couple of races, 11 Forgotten Highway into Mark Mack's first selection, Avros Rustler at $21. There's the leaderboard in the Kiwi Punters Championship, Mark, and clearly none of those followed you into race number 2.
Oh, it was just one of those races that had to pan out right for him, Greg. Unfortunately it did, so great drive, Dexter. Shame I wasn't on. Moving up, Blades had the blade to the nether regions and been gilded between runs here too. So that's the news through from the stewards for old Blade. Getting ready for race number 3. Rock and Roll Magic, Paddington Central, Stop Mean Stop and Blade. Daylight Robbery, Royal Jester, Nakaya Franco, Art I Am and Extreme Guest, and the back row is Clobber. So the gate's on its way. Graphite Development, Showday Futurity Prelude. 66 noms for this, and Graphite Development's behind it once again this year. Third race. Green light. They're away. And Rock and Roll Magic came out running off the inside. Speed out wider from Daylight Robbery. And Daylight Robbery is going to steal the lead off Rock and Roll Magic at the back. Clobber's gone for a gallop. Nakaya Franco over to third. Rock and Roll Magic was pushing out of the trail and broke the favourite going to the first turn. And Nakaya Franco's been forced via the old showgrounds. Blade went through in the middle. Rock and Roll Magic still in a gallop. Stop Mean Stop against the inside from Art I Am, who was forced wide to get around the gallop at 2. And then came Royal Jester. Next Extreme Guest and 2 further lengths away Clobber. Rock and Roll Magic is pacing again, but gallop for a long way. Going to the back at the 2,000 metre mark, and Nakaya Franco finds the top. Blades up running second, and a length and a half away third, Paddington Central. Next is Daylight Robbery. 2 lengths to Stop Mean Stop, parked up Art I Am. 2 lengths to Royal Jester, 2.5 Extreme Guest. 5 lengths to Rock and Roll Magic and 2 lengths to Clobber. Top turn, Blade takes over with Gavin Smith. Leads by 2. Second, Nakaya Franco, and 2 lengths away third, Paddington Central, parked Art I Am. 4 back the inside, Daylight Robbery, who was actually first off the gate 3/4 of a lap ago. It is now buried 4 back the inside. That's how much the race changed when the favourite galloped on the turn out of the straight. Royal Jester next around Stop Mean Stop, Extreme Guest, and 4 lengths away last of all is the favourite Rock and Roll Magic and also Clobber. Lead time 112.5's pretty quick, and Blade and Gavin Smith, a length and a half RIM. Nikea Franco's in the trail. A length and a half Royal Jester from Paddington Central, Extreme Guest. Daylight Robbery 4 back the inside from Stop Mean Stop, reined up to get up on the back of Extreme Guest. 2 lengths to Rock and Roll Magic and 2.5 to Clobber. 30.5 for the first quarter, and it's still Blade out by the 1,000-metre mark, leading by 2 lengths. Second RIM and third Nikea Franco. A length and a half away fourth Royal Jester. 3 back the inside, Paddington Central from Extreme Guest, and then the Burgess pair. Daylight Robbery and Stop Mean Stop. 3 lengths to Rock and Roll Magic and 5 lengths to Clobber. 700 metres to go. It's still the fresh up Blade out by a length. Second parked up RIM slowly creeping closer with every step. Nikea Franco third the trail. Royal Jester next from Paddington Central, Extreme Guest. Next to the inside then, as they come off the back, Daylight Robbery from Stop Mean Stop and Rock and Roll Magic. 29.5 the second quarter, the half in an even 60. Blade leads, margin half a length, RIM both driven up. 3 wide being sent forward now is Royal Jester. Nikea Franco loose reined in the trail. Extreme Guest 3 wide and 1 back from Paddington Central. Daylight Robbery and Rock and Roll Magic. 30.7 the third quarter, and Royal Jester pounced on the lead. Extreme Guest, RIM, Paddington Central getting through. Daylight Robbery wider out, but Extreme Guest has made the lead. Daylight Robbery's a length and a half away from Royal Jester, and that's your trifecta. Extreme Guest too good has beaten home Daylight Robbery, Royal Jester. Fourth Paddington Central, and then came RIM and a gap to the other 4 and just about a line. Rock and Roll Magic, Nikea Franco, and Stop Mean Stop and Blade. And a Clobber was pulled up in the last lap. 9 Extreme Guest, John Dunn. 7.10 and $2.20. 29.5 the last quarter, 2 minutes point 2 for the last mile. Gee, Daylight Robbery has some bad luck in races. $2.40. It was first off the arm with the way the race changed. It got shuffled back and ran on, and Royal Jester, number 6, is going to pay $6.20 for the place, with Paddington Central running 4th, and a stack to talk about here, Greg.
Yeah, certainly the favourite galloping early changed the complexion of that race. Rock and Roll Magic got it all wrong. Extreme Guest, this of course the Graphite Development's Futurity prelude, and being a race winner, got into it nicely, got a nice economical trip, as John Dunn alluded to prior to race number 2. If this horse got the right run, it could win it for the Smolenskis, and the son of Extreme 3 did exactly that. Win 2 at start 25 and its first win here at Addington Raceway. Good in second, Daylight Robbery. Royal Jester for Laura Mackay had a nice run in the 1-1 throughout for Michael House, who trains at West Melton, of course, but all the plaudits have to go with Extreme Guest here from the outside draw. Not such a hindrance over the 26 as it is over the 1950, and he's absolutely bolted in here.
The third on the card tonight, Tropical Nights here, 7 and 14 October, mobile pace, 2,200 metres. The runners are parading. Tropical Nights at the races, brought to us by Air Vanuatu and Mango's Resort and Restaurant. Your chance too to win a trip for 2 courtesy of Air Vanuatu to Vanuatu, and stay at Mango's Resort if you be part of the Tropical Nights here. 7 and 14 October, bookings 0963 11165 or dining at alexandrapark.co.nz. In the third, number 1, Stars Delight, David Butcher, 14 and $1.62. It's Okay Being Better, James Stormont, 56 and 9. 3, Turbulent Flow, Todd Mitchell, 44 and 11. 4, Queen Lustrous, Tony Hurley, 12 and 4.
And 9, $1,601.30. So in our fifth here, Vito Baxter, a very capable dog, shouldn't stay in Class 4 long, but when he's slow out, he needs to drop to the rail, and hopefully, well, if he jumped on a par with, Brent or Kennel Boy, he could be in a bit of bother because they're not the quickest out, and nor's really Corborn Steve off the inside, but he can certainly use the rail. 6-dog Thunderation drops back from Class 5 as well, and she has got early speed. She's not always able to show it at the top level because, of course, coming through the grades, you can look fast early. Your opening sectionals can really stand out, and then things get tougher at the top, and they have for Thunderation, but on her day, she's still competitive, and really not a great deal of early speed, especially inside. Then she might be one to take advantage. Brent only won a Class 3 race last week, but it was a pretty solid performance, and the time before was an eye-catcher when he ran into third from a long way back in a Class 3 and 4 race. And Corborn Steve off the inside, well, look, even though he's not the fastest dog around over this trip and not the fastest to pounce early, he has got a very useful record when he's drawn close in. Kennel Boy's a slow trapper, but he does run home over the 305 metres, getting well up the grades now to race like he does and be effective, but still managed to find the odd placing lately. Corborn Rowan's got speed when she's in the mood out in 7. Effective Power's the interesting runner, another downgrader and into box 8 here, and certainly has had tote support throughout the day. Dogs to the boxes, race 5, Laser Plumbing Wanganui Class 4 Sprint. Corborn Steve to step forward the inside, Kennel Boy, Corborn Daniel, Corborn Rowan. Then we've got, Brent favourite Vito Baxter in 4, Thunderation the green and Effective Power the outside. We're lined, we're ready. And the lure's on its way to the lids. Favourite off the 4 set. And racing, Vito Baxter out slowly here, and quickly away is Thunderation, trying to cross but getting through the inside, Corborn Steve. Round the outside here then to Effective Power. Now Vito Baxter trying to run through the rail. Kennel Boy further back on the race. Back with that does Brent. And the 2 out the back are Corborn Daniel, Corborn Rowan. Down comes Thunderation and scores. Just second Effective Power there from Vito Baxter. Corborn Steve probably 4th, although close up with that then would have been Kennel Boy. And back of the tail of the field, we had Corborn Daniel and Corborn Rowan. Brent beat those 2 in. Thunderation, the winner. The 6 got the jump today, led, lasted. Effective Power out wide up for second, 4. Vito Baxter into third ahead of 1. Corborn Steve, that's on the board. 6, 8, 4 and 1 and a 17.55. Just a touch outside Thunderation's best, 10.66. Run home. Certainly took advantage of a lack of speed in the race, Thunderation, and she's been able to find the lead tonight, and another win for Lisa Ahern. That's their 4th win in the first 5 races. Just had to work a bit to get around Corborn Steve, got there though, and then Effective Power. And Vito Baxter was held up for a time behind Corborn Steve, so he wasn't quite able to launch early enough. Thunderation by Magic Sprite out of Big Time Gem, raced and trained by Lisa Ahern. Gee, they're having a night out. It's win 9 at start 25, so despite her recent misses, she still maintains a very strong winning record. She came through the grades quite quickly. Just looking at other details here, 1 length and neck and a neck have been the margins. 6.89, so they'll lead up sharp. That's what she can do when she's on song and when she gets a clear shot at them with that 10.66 run home as mentioned. Thunderation paid $10 neat and $2.28. Effective Power $1.64. Vito Baxter $1.90 the place. Quinella $22.80. Trifecta $92.20. First 4 of 6, 8, 4 and 1. $267.80. Brendan Cole leading the Greyhound back at the head of the field. Race 6. Aon CPF Class 3 over the 520 metres. It's time to go at 7:05, and we take out number 9. Now we're 9 minutes out from the next at Alexandra Park. Meeting code 5, race number 3, and we'll be with Craig the Whale Thompson shortly. But we've got the market to chew over here, where Reza number 7's at $1.80 the book, $2.10 on the tote. Zach Butcher for Barry Purdon, just having its second start, and draws the outside of the front line, the 7 of them. Now, I believe Craig's got to go Darley Queen on top at $8 drawn for the second row. He went 12, 7, 4 and 5. The 4 Queen Lostress is at $8, and Up All Night the same, the 5 at $8. 8 minutes out from Alexandra Park, race number 3, and more from Craig the Whale Thompson on the back of this here on TAB Trackside 1.
World record holder Sweet Lou returns to Woodland Stud this spring.
Alexandra Park, we're about 6.5 minutes away from race number 3 tonight. Just going back quickly to race number 2. That time of acceptance, 2:40 for the 2200 metres. Outstanding run. Had a quick talk to Josh Dickey about where they're looking to go with this horse. He said, listen, I'm going to turn him out. And he's done enough this time in. Bring him back for some of the classic 3-year-old races early on in the 3-year-old season. But 2 starts, 2 wins. He looks very, very smart. And tonight he had to be much better than last week. Last week he got the front, rolled along. Basically no moves in the race and just had to sprint up the lane. Tonight, had a couple of things against him. They took off the shoes at the start. He got quite worked up. He started from the outside. Had to work a pretty quick lead up to find the front. Took a trail. He'll learn a lot on tonight's run and got up the passing lane to win that time. 2:40. Outstanding run. Horse to mark down. Acceptance out of the John and Josh Dickey barn. 2 starts, 2 wins. Race number 3, second leg of the quaddie. And a hot favourite here in number 7, Ra Reza. Opened up fixed odds last night at $1.50 out to $1.85. This one owned by Stud Home Bloodstock, along with RJ McDonald and Jay Fanslow. 4-year-old mare by Courage Under Fire. Debut run looks on paper a disappointing 9th, but travelling quite nicely approaching the last bend. And there's a bit of tightening, and this one had a gallop on the corner and looked like it would have run in the money. So you put the line through that guy on the trial form, which has been very good. Let's catch up with his driver, or her driver, number 7, Ra Reza, and Zach Butcher. Zach, Ra Reza, no luck last week. Can the punters follow up?
Yeah, I think so. You know, she was a little bit unlucky on the last bend and did things wrong, but it's drawn out a bit this week. Hopefully we can get her into a posse where she can keep rolling. She's probably a little bit better moving along, and you know, she's a nice maiden, so hopefully we get the right run and she'll be thereabouts.
Workout form prior to last week run was very good, and that's why she was a short price favourite.
Yeah, exactly. You know, she lit up and she ran home and probably a tick better than 27, which is pretty good going for a horse's time of year. So hey, if she can repeat that again today, she's going to be hard to beat.
220 at the moment on the tote. I think she's a winning chance. I don't think she's past the post. $1.85 is too short for me, and the $1.50, well, no. Leave me out of that. Certainly can win the race, but she has got a few tricks. Runner number 7, Ra Reza. She'll learn a lot more from tonight's run. Absolutely can win the race, but I think there's a couple in here that go quite well, including that horse on screen at the moment. First starter, Queen Lostress, trained by Tony Hurley, caught up with stable rep Tremaine Thirlby earlier in the night. Tremor, Queen Lostress, good at the workouts last week. This one by Roll with Joe, don't know a lot about it, but from what I've seen, this one goes pretty good.
She does go pretty good. She's a filly that qualified last time as a 2-year-old at Cambridge, behind one of ours, which actually went on and won a race. She's come back this time a wee bit stronger. Yeah, she's probably an each-way chance, I thought.
Tremaine with his thoughts about the stable rep. Don't know about a lot about the Roll with Joe's, the first one I've seen, but real speedy type, was very good last Saturday. So nice draw, nice price, $11 each way all day. The horse that I did put on top, runner number 12, Gotta Go Darley Queen. There she is there, fully by Darley, owned by Sue Martin. Of course, Frank Cooney and Tate Hopkins train. What I can tell you about her, and this is the reason why I'm putting her on top, when she qualified behind Acceptance. She ran second to Acceptance at the trials that day. Acceptance got up the passing lane to beat her, but there wasn't much between them, probably about 3/4 of a length, maybe a length in it at the line. I thought she held her own, and I thought she was very good in that trial where she qualified. Since then, she's been back at the workouts. Last week, luckless, ran third. Didn't get a crack at them till about 100 metres from the line, and she was all over them. Really got to the line nicely. Now, she was $12 last night. Money's kept coming for her during the day. She's into $6.50 at the moment. I think the price was there because of the draw, but I think she can win this race, and even at the $7, I do think she is backable. Runner number 12, Gotta Go Darley Queen. One to mark out of tonight's race. Nice filly this, and the Kearney Hopkins team are going well at the moment. Morris takes the drive. Zach Butcher has been driving, but of course with his obligations to the Barry Purdon barn, he qualified her at the park, but he has to drive Rareza, so Gotta Go Darley Queen. Morris McHenry pinch hits tonight for the Tate Hopkins pair. 12 on top to beat 7 Rareza. I put in 4 Queen Lostrous on that workout from Saturday into the top 3. And that horse on screen's got good gate speed. Runner number 5, All Up Night. Led them up last week and got run down. And saying that they only went 2.49 on that wet track last week, the gate speed will put her in the right spot again tonight. So you've got to have runner number 5. And if there was an unlucky runner last week, along with Rareza, it was number 11, Poppy Drayton. The money came for her last week. And the reason that she was so short was the 2 workout runs this time up have been very, very good. She got knocked out of the race with the 2 gallopers on the bend last week, so put the form line through the 7th. It's a lot better than what it looks on paper, and of course has a bit of breeding by Better's Delight out of Shannara. This one for Steve Phillips. Gareth Dixon trains. Simon Lawson takes the drive. Very good form races, like the first where Naylor took out race number 1. They went 2.43. I think there'll be plenty of form coming out of race number 3 tonight. Aaron's numbers are 7, 5, 1 and 4. 7, 5, 1 and 4 as they head upstairs to Aaron, a minute out from the 3rd tonight. Gee, that was a big win the last, Aaron. Talking to Josh off screen, they're going to put this one away, Acceptance, but he's one to follow.
He certainly is one to follow, isn't he? Interesting they're putting him away. Maybe they could have looked at the Sires Stakes, but boy, oh boy. He's been pretty impressive in 2 runs here at the park. Acceptance. 7 here, Rareza got no luck at all last week as a short price favourite. Just go with her again, Zach Butcher. 5 Up All Night. He was good when, or she was good when runner-up last week and behind Namihi Nui. The 1 Stars Delight's been racing well. Comes up with the Barrier 1 tonight. So she sat parked in her last 3 outings. She won't be parked from Barrier 1. One wouldn't imagine David Butcher. And Queen Lostrous has shown enough on the trial tracks as well. The roll with Joe Philly for the Iceman Tony Hurley. 7, 5, 1 and 4 here, Craig, for me in the 3rd.
Later on the program, Aaron, obviously One Over the Moon's a standout, but did you see anything on the card that you think you might need in a late quaddie?
In the late quaddie, I thought Defy the Odds was a bit of a chance. I see you like the 2 horse in that race, so if that horse can lead up for us, Defy the Odds comes a decent chance in race number 9 on the card there. No Doctor Needed. That's going to be a great race, isn't it, over the 1,700 metres. It'll be interesting to see how that does play out as the first leg of the late quaddie. But yeah, one that you definitely need in your quaddie selections, number 9, Defy the Odds in race number 9 tonight. One Over the Moon. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting race, a 1,700 with him, because go back to Harry Sewell 3 starts ago, Craig, when he went 2,200 metres, 0.2 outside of I Can Do's its 2,200 metre track record here. If Harry Sewell was to do everything right, he certainly showed that night that he's got the speed to maybe top off the favourite.
Yes, he's a hard horse to forry, Harry Sewell, Aaron. I concur that he's got the ability, just sometimes he just doesn't put the right foot down at the right time, and he's galloped his
October 2016 mobile pace. Rareza Machine Guns and Gems comes forward, Up All Night. Queen Lostrous, a debutante, Turbulent Flow comes forward with It's Okay Being Better and Stars Delight. Second row draws to Runkle, Luna de Mile, Poppy Drayton, Gotta Go Darley Queen and Spin to Win. Thanks, Craig, with the runners in behind the Alabar Arm. Tropical Nights, 7 and 14 October here at the park. Make sure you book in dining at alexpark.co.nz. 2,200 metres the journey. We're there, green light and racing. Up All Night, Stars Delight and Turbulent Flow. They're the first three out. Rariza will look to come forward from her wide draw. Then It's Okay Being Better and Queen Lostrous. Her uncle's the next. Machine Guns and Gems caught 5 wide out of the home straight. Back in the field, Luna de Mile, Poppy Drayton. Got to go Darley Queen. And Spin to Win back on the inside will be the last. So they scoot around the stables corner and head out to the 1850. We're Up All Night and Scotty Phelan lead from Stars Delight. Coming forward, Queen Lostrous now around Rariza. Back on the inside, It's Okay Being Better. Got to go Darley Queen. The debutante moves forward. The Darley filly in the hands of the Magic Man, Morris McKendry, and he wants a play for the lead as they work down to the 1600, and he'll find it too with a lead time of 44.2. Back against the markers midfield is Runkle. Turbulent Flow to its outside, then Spin to Win, Luna de Mile, Machine Guns and Gems, Poppy Drayton the last. Got to go Darley Queen. Well, this is the horse that was runner-up to Acceptance in the qualifier. We've seen what Acceptance has done, and McKendry's been pretty happy to use her from a second row draw, and she works into the lane, a lap and a quarter left to go. From Up All Night and Stars Delight. Up over on the outside, Queen Lostrous. Rariza 1-1. It's Okay Being Better, 4 back on the markers. 30 seconds was the opening quarter. Poppy Drayton comes forward out 3 wide. They're followed by Turbulent Flow and Runkle, Luna de Mile. Back in the field is Spin to Win second last, and Machine Guns and Gems 1,000 metres left to go. Got to go Darley Queen. Out to the 900 metres and around the stables corner final time. Leads from Poppy Drayton. Up All Night's got the nice run in the trail. Queen Lostrous now 1-1 around Stars Delight. Then Rariza, It's Okay Being Better, Turbulent Flow and Runkle. Luna de Miles well back, Machine Guns and Gems, and Spin to Win the last second quarter, 31.3. Tropical Nights here at the park, 7 and 14 October pace, and got to go Darley Queen. She's bowling along beautifully in front. Up All Night, Poppy Drayton, Stars Delight, Queen Lostrous, they're all chasing hard now. Then It's Okay Being Better. Here's Rariza. Zach lets the favourite go, but this leader travels beautifully. Further back is Turbulent Flow and Runkle. Further away, Luna de Mile and Machine Guns and Gems. Back straight quarter, 28.2. Got to go Darley Queen for home. A length Poppy Drayton, Up All Night. Queen Lostrous, Rariza getting to the outside, homeward bound. Got to go Darley Queen. Poppy Drayton, Up All Night. There followed by Stars Delight deep on the passing lane, and then Rariza. Got to go Darley Queen in front. Got to go Darley Queen, the Magic Man. He's going to get a double on the card tonight, and boy, that's been a nice debut. Got to go Darley Queen, Poppy Drayton, Rariza. Turbulent Flow for fourth in front of Stars Delight. They were followed Queen Lostrous and Runkle. Machine Guns and Gems Up All Night back in the field. Luna de Mile, It's Okay Being Better, Spin to Win, 243.2, 29.3. Ooh, that's been a win. And first win, I'd say, for Darley here in New Zealand. And been out of Got to Go Harmony, Sue Martin, the breeder and owner. Great to see Sue's colours back in the winner's circle here at Alexandra Park. They've been a dominant set of colours over many years here on some very, very nice horses, and she might just have another one here. Poppy Drayton for second. Rariza got going late for third, and Turbulent Flow number 3 will make up the first 4 in the Tropical Night, 7 and 14 October mobile pace.
Official placings race 3, the Tropical Nights on the 7th and 14th of October, mobile pace. 12, 11, 7, 3, 1, 4. 12, 11, 7, 3, 1, 4. Horse 12, Got to Go Darley Queen, paced the 2200 metres on debut and 243.19, mile rate of 159.3. Last 857.6, the 429.3. The margins 1 1/4 lengths, a half neck, 1 3/4 lengths. 12, 11, 7, 3, 1, 4. Race 3, the Tropical Nights on the 7th and 14th of October, mobile pace.
Got to go Darley Queen back at the head of the field. Beautiful win on debut. Sue Martin, the breeder and owner. Frank Cooney and Tate Hopkins trained out of Taupaki, and the Magic Man, Maurice McKendry, back at the head of the field. His second success on the card, the New Zealand Trotting Hall of Fame sponsored rangeman after the Tropical Night 7 and 14 October mobile pace. Peter May, race night steward of the Auckland Trotting Club down there, part of the victory celebrations. 11 Poppy Drayton, Better's Delight, Shannara Brown, 3-year-old filly for second, SB and Mrs. A.M. Phillips the owners. Gareth Dixon trained at Pukekohe, Simon Lawson, and 7 Raris a third. Courage Under Fire Bay, 4-year-old mare at a stunning for Stud Home Bloodstock Limited. R.J. McDonald and J. Fanslow. Barry Purdon trained at Clevedon, Zach Butcher. Gotta Go Darley Queen, number 12. Returns $6.20 and $1.80, $6.20 and $1.80 back for the place. 11 Poppy Drayton, $2.40, $2.40, and 7 Rariza, $1.40, $1.40. Quinella, $15.90, $15.90. Trifecta, $190.90, $190.90. 12, 11, 7 and 3. The first 4, $5,379.40, $5,379.40. The early treble on the card tonight, Naylor number 11, 8 Acceptance, and now 12, Gotta Go Darley Queen, returns $44.40, $44.40. Race 4, the Hydroflow Distributors Handicap Trot over the 2,700 metres will open the middle treble. King of the Roses, number 4, Tony Hurley, $3.10, $1.30. 10 George, $5.50 and $2.30. 6 St Michel, $6.60 and $2.30. Tourbillon number 8, $11 and $2.20. Little Bro number 9 also at $11 the win, $3 back for the place. The fourth on the card is time to go at 13 minutes after 7.
Term, we could be playing for an enormous pot.
Well, we could indeed, and very, very well promoted this year too, with the TAB getting behind it, and we've just seen the results so far on the screen, and no idea who's who in those teams, but plenty of money being banded around downstairs as the KPC is underway. I went the 5 to beat the 4, didn't think there was too much in it, gave the 10 a chance, Hopeful Harriet. If you can overlook the 8th behind Rummage last time, she'll probably be driven more quietly tonight. The Rain Prickers come off Dance Macabre 2 Newsroom. She's a Tricky Bridge will get a good run here for Lauren Lester. Beaten a length behind Rummage, and as long as she steps, which she normally does, I don't think she'll be too far from them. She's Tricky Bridge at $15 and $3.10. Rain Prickers come off number 8 Dance Macabre. So firstly Craig Smith replaced by Darren Keaston. Now the Rain Pricker is off number 8 as they circle up for the running of the KPC. $100,000 to be won. Visit addington.co.nz for all those details. Hot Diggity Cullen in second last time. Hasn't been a great night for favourites so far. Rock and Roll Magic galloping in the previous. Living Legend having no luck in race number 2, but Forgotten Highway I think was second pick in the first. Haven't had the number 1 favourite win at all tonight, and trying to buck that trend here is Mrs. Brown's Boy. $2.90. Sam Payne and Coaster Howe combined. She's a Tricky Bridge about to get set. Hot Diggity Cullen, Mrs. Brown's Boy, Alison Stocky. Hopeful Harriet, Go Fella Go, Don Pierre. Burnoff, Dance McCarb. Robert Dunn looking for a training race-to-race double with Dance McCarb here. She's at 18 and 340 this one after Extreme Guest won the previous. Away. And Hot Diggity Cullen first to go. Go Fella Go galloped away and was the only one to miss off the mark. Alison Stocky quickly getting up outside of Hot Diggity Cullen. Mrs. Brown's Boys running third and 4 lengths away as She's a Tricky Bridge. Burnoff 3 wide getting past Hopeful Harriet. Then Dance McCarb 2 lengths to Don Pierre and about 10 to 15 lengths away last of all is Go Fella Go. It's Alison Stocky by a length and a half over the trailing Hot Diggity Cullen. Mrs. Brown's Boys running third and 2 lengths to She's a Tricky Bridge. Burnoff continues to make ground. One off the pegs now as it tries to go back to back after winning last week. 3 lengths behind She's a Tricky Bridge is Hopeful Harriet. Trailed in turn by Dance McCarb and Don Pierre. 8 lengths to Go Fella Go. Burnoff goes up outside of Alison Stocky and finds the lead now. A length and a half away in third spot is Hot Diggity Cullen. Fourth is Mrs. Brown's Boy and 2.5 She's a Tricky Bridge. 2 lengths to Hopeful Harriet. 1.5 Dance McCarb. Same again Don Pierre. And 8 lengths to Go Fella Go with 1800 to go. And Burnoff takes over now to lead by a length and a half Alison Stocky. Hot Diggity Cullen 3 back the inside and away from the pegs go She's a Tricky Bridge to park. Mrs. Brown's Boy 4 back the inside of Hopeful Harriet, who's followed in the running line by Dance McCarb and Don Pierre. And 10 lengths away last is Go Fella Go. Lead time 1 minute and 20 seconds even. 1,400 metres to run and Burnoff leads at a length and a half. Second the leader's back Alison Stocky and She's a Tricky Bridge park third the outer. 3 back along the pegs is Hot Diggity Cullen. 5th is Hopeful Harriet. 6th is Mrs. Brown's Boy from Dance McCarb. Trailed 1 off the pegs by Don Pierre. And 2.5 to 3 lengths away last is Go Fella Go. Around 2 go. And Burnoff in the Kiwi Punting Championship. 100,000 to be won. Visit addington.co.nz for more details. Has seen Burnoff lead for just shy of a lap. First quarter 32. Hopeful Harriet mid-race move to second. Alison Stocky trailing third. 3 wide Dance McCarb. Hot Diggity Cullen 3 back the pegs. Don Pierre's on the move. Then She's a Tricky Bridge. Mrs. Brown's Boy cleared traffic off the inside to come up 3 wide and 4 lengths to Go Fella Go. 800 metres to run. Speed's increased and Burnoff leads at half a length. Second outside the speed is Dance McCarb. Alison Stocky's in the trail. 3 wide is Don Pierre. Hopeful Harriet 5th the middle. Hot Diggity Cullen buried the pegs from Mrs. Brown's Boy and a length and a half to She's a Tricky Bridge. Burnoff comes off the back, 500 to go. Margins a length, second quarter 28.9, 60.9 for the half and Burnoff leads at a length. Dance McCarb's under pressure. Alison Stocky waits for a run by the Terratel of it. Pineleaf Farm passing lane. Don Pierre 3 wide, 4 wide Mrs. Brown's Boy, and they briefly locked wheels that pair. Held up Hot Diggity Cullen and Hopeful Harriet. Third quarter 28.4. They blasted the middle half. Burnoff leads. Alison Stocky's half a length away from Mrs. Brown's Boy. It's still Burnoff. Rory, the Rarotongan McKilrick. He's getting everything out of Burnoff. Leads Alison Stocky and Hot Diggity Cullen, and Burnoff is home. Burnoff has beaten Alison Stocky and Hot Diggity Cullen. Next in She's a Tricky Bridge from Mrs. Brown's Boy. Then Hopeful Harriet, Dance McCarb, and the last 2 in Don Pierre and the early galloper Go Fella Go. Number 11 Burnoff. Rory McKilrick, as quoted in the Harness Gazette one year. Rory the Rarotongan, who's never been to Rarotonga. 760 and 250, but that's what they call him. Alison Stocky second at 160 and Hot Diggity Cullen the 3 at 480. 28.8 is the last quarter. 158.1 for the last mile and it was on from the 1200. They've busted the 29 seconds for the last 3 quarters and Burnoff just would not lie down. Makes it 3 from 46 and the Raros in town with a win, Greg.
Yeah, he went to that wonderful educational facility, Hornby High, as well. Rory McKilrick driving for Greg and Nina Hope. 2 starts, 2 wins out of that barn. 7-year-old by Tinted Cloud, formerly with Brian Kerr. He decided to send it out to the beach, something a bit different for Burnoff, and it's worked the Oracle here. Found the front, dominated. Alison Stocky a good second again. Hot Diggity Cullen another placing here at Addington, and She's a Tricky Bridge. But Burnoff takes out race number 4. You need the 11 on your your quaddie ticket. Race number 5 for us, Mark Rosanowski at 7.24, and a pretty good quality of race that will be as well.
There's 11, Burnoff.
Looking forward to the remainder of the card there, Greg, at Addington Raceway, particularly, of course, the Vars, but it's a pretty good undercard here. We're 2.5 minutes out from race number 6 on the card. Got a bit of light rain falling here. It's a pretty open affair. Went 1, 4, 3 and 2.
Meeting in Australia being abandoned?
I can tell you that a meeting in Australia has been abandoned, so we might have some time changes here by the looks of things.
36.
Next race is at 7.36, race number 7. Going back to 7.36. Race 8 will go back to 8.06. Don't tell me we're going to be here after 10.05, Jack.
No.
Race number 9, we'll pass this on as we go. Out to 8.39.
Yeah, and that's it.
Okay, so you got those live from Judge Jack Cooper. Thank you, Jack. With some race start times for the next 3 races after this one. So inside the 2 minutes of betting here. Charlie Bobo won and paid 18 last week. Now, he's run 4th since, and not a bad 4th, and a close 4th. On Monday. Gets box 1 here against a very similar field to what he beat last week. Burnoff 7.60, at Addington, the 11 over the 1, 160 for the 5, it's Alison Stocky, then the 4.30 for the 3. The Quinella $20, the trifecta $384.90 and 11.532 first 4 of $2,462.10. 4-dog in this race, Corborn Spree, a massive drop in class for her. She's been racing class 4 and 5, drops right back to the class 3 here. Latest double at Addington, 9 and 11, 42.30 and 8.40 for the 9.5 concession there. Handlers taking shelter with their dogs, but with the camera we've got there these days, we can capture them there too, which is good, and see part of at least of a majority of the dogs here. The 3-dog Lonesome Nitro is the Wanganui Cup winner from last year, who's only won once since, and he's been backed and beaten a few times lately, and he's the book favourite again today, although he's eased a fraction. He was okay last week behind Charlie Bobo, went 3rd, and he's in the mix, as is Stormy Days, who was 4th in that very same race just behind Lonesome Nitro, then 4th again on Monday, where she did lead. Early speed is her go. She hasn't been clearing them quite as easily. Of course, class 3 now, and it's just a wee bit tougher. And of course, you've got some stronger dogs coming from behind you as well. Bernie's Boy, the 6, has taken a wee bit of money with the book and is a brother to an earlier winner, Blackie Chan, for Bernie Mitchell. Trendy Mind has been win or bust. 5 wins, 15 starts, not a single minor placing. One of the Ahern runners, as is Stormy Days, and of course the Aherns. 4 wins in the first 5 races, and the only race they haven't won, they didn't contest. Tote favourite now is Lonesome Nitro at $4, $4.50 around Charlie Bobo and Stormy Days. Now, we're over start time here, but they haven't been called forward yet, although as I understand it, those race delays don't start until the next. Phones going in the back, it's all go here at Hat-Trick Raceway, so we can talk about who we haven't talked about. Making Time off box number 5, who actually tipped out on top last week. Just thought she might produce something fresh. Didn't get the kindest run around the first bend. And she's at big odds again tonight. And she is capable of springing a surprise. And Knuckle Bump probably isn't. He's just well down on form, getting the all clear now. Greyhounds called forward, race 6A on CPF class 3 over the 520 metres. Charlie Bobo off the inside, Lonesome Nitro Making Time and Knuckle Bump. Second line, Stormy Days, Corborn Spree, Bernie's Boy, Trendy Mind. There's a few having a turn at being favourite on the tote at least. It's now Charlie Bobo who's gone joint favourite the book as well. Ready to go. Racing, Charlie Bobo and Stormy Days out fairly, best out, Corborn Spree trying to head them off, punching up the middle was Making Time round that first bend. Lonesome Nitro gets a glorious run the inside as several runners get flushed wide. Worst effective, Bernie's Boy, Knuckle Bump and Trendy Mind will go back to the top. Corborn Spree found it from Lonesome Nitro, Charlie Bobo 2 lengths away, 3 lengths to Stormy Days. Further back in the race then to Making Time, Bernie's Boy. And well back here, Trendy Mind and Knuckle Bump in the straight. Corborn Spree trying hard. Lonesome Nitro. Corborn Spree from Lonesome Nitro. Matt Roberts, Quinella. Charlie Bobo third and Stormy Days fourth. Next to go by was Making Time. Bernie's Boy, Trendy Mind, Knuckle Bump. Everything bar the winner got run off at the first bend. Corborn Spree, massive drop back in class and certainly made it count for the Matt Roberts team. And the only danger in the straight was Lonesome Nitro, also from the Roberts team, but he's just come up shy. 4 over the 3 and Charlie Bobo into third. Now, watch him just pushing out a touch, and that's early, and then going into this first bend, well, it all goes wrong with the 1 out onto the 2. The 5, 6, 7, 8, they're all affected, and it was only the first 2, in fact, that got through there. Corborn Spree up front, and Lonesome Nitro, minding his own business, gets a glorious run through. Stu Dickinson owns by Dinah Lachlan out of Asterix, a neck, 1.5 lengths, 1 3/4 lengths, 4, 3, 1 and 2, and a 30.58. That wraps us. We're less than 5 minutes out from the next at Alexandra Park. It's race number 4 on the card there, Craig, where King of the Roses comes up at $2.80 the book.
Yeah, thanks, Rosa. Yeah, King of the Roses now with Tony Hurley here, of course, formerly trained in the South Island. Now, this one's owned by the Butterworths Racing Syndicate and makes its debut at Alexandra Park tonight. What I can tell you, how they run at the workouts last weekend. We have a talk to stable rep Tremaine Thorby very shortly about King of the Roses. Pretty short though, wasn't it? 261.25. Opened up at around about 3:30 last night on the fixed odds. There is on screen the Son of Monarchy out of Brylan Rose. 17 starts, 2 wins, 3 placings. Look very well going on the track tonight. First time right-handed. But I'm sure Tony Hurley will have him ready to go, and looks very bright, running number 4, King of the Roses. My number's in the 4 tonight, 9 Little Bro on top for me at a bit of value. $12.80, $4.80 a place. Gee, this horse stormed home 2 starts ago at the park, behind Lucky Fortune in a far better field. Since then had a gallop when the money was on last start. Brett Mangos has got 2 in the race. I thought Little Bro was better suited to the 2,700 tonight than maybe the 2,200 last week. So put him on top at a bit of value in a very even field. In front of the stablemate 6, St. Michelle. 4, King of the Roses. Got to go in on the way it worked on Saturday. And the other one I put in was number 10, George. A lot of money for number 10, George. 480, 140, trained by Todd McFarlane. And paraded very, very well. Tremaine Thorby. He'll talk about runner number 4, King of the Roses. Tremaine, the stable have got King of the Roses up from the South Island now. Looked to do a good job down there and had a run at the workouts on Saturday. What did you think of it?
He went good, actually. First time that way around, and I think he'll cope with the right-handed. He ran third to a nice enough horse and reeled me in the other day. Whatever he does, he'll be better for it. Bearing in mind first look at this track, but I think he's one to follow.
One to follow, and at $2.80, there's plenty of confidence in the camp. Wanganui Dogs race number 6, Corborn Spray $7, $2. Lonesome Nitro $1.80, Charlie Bobo $1.50, Quinella 3 and 4 16.10, Trifecta 431 110.90, First 4 4312 $166.80. The double 44.20 6 and 4, 6 and 3 concession 18.90, and the treble on races 4, 5 and 6, 1, 6 and 4. $562.50 at the Hounds, meeting 9, race number 6, and that result is confirmed. Race number 4 for the Trotters is the Hydroflow Distributors Handicap Trot. Big field here. 290 King of the Roses, 420 George. That's where your 2 favourites are. There's Little Bro on screen at the moment. Hayden Cullen, part owner, along with Tim Vince of number 9 Little Bro. Hayden drives tonight, so he knows this horse quite well. Obviously drove it here 2 starts ago when running second. Bit of value there, $11 about Little Bro. Other horses in the mix, I thought number 7, Precious Moment, liked her last week, and a significantly easier field. She hit the line very strongly, only went down a nose behind Sea Air, but that was certainly weaker than what she meets tonight. And saying that, she did get home strongly. Workout form the Saturday prior was really good, Precious Moment, and if she can step a little bit quicker, nice chance of getting some money here. Robert Argue and Steve Argue, 7 Precious Moment. Double figure odds, not the worst here in race number 4. Aaron White's numbers in the 4th tonight. He's 6, 4, 10 and 1. He's got 6 St Michelle on top to beat 4 King of the Roses, 10 George, and found a spot for Brookby Prince, second up after a short spell. Aaron, as I come to you for the 4th tonight, 2 legs of the quaddie, 2 very impressive winners, Acceptance and Gotta Go Darley Queen.
You did right there. I went the 6 on top here, St Michelle, fitter for the 2 runs back, the Sundon 6-year-old. A key to his chances tonight might be the 2,700 metres too. Just not that much pressure in the early part of the race. Let him get him to a nice rhythm here. Brent Mangos, the trainer and driver, so he's on top. 4 King of the Roses having his first look at the park tonight. Looked okay in his prelim there too for the Iceman Tony Hurley. 10 George. Manners will be the key around the 6-year-old son of Armbro Invasion for his chances tonight. He was a good winner 3 starts ago. When he was disqualified 2 starts back, he put in an early gallop which saw him a long way off them. He was challenging for the win at the 150 when he galloped a second time, which subsequently saw him disqualified 2 starts back. Manners will be the key around George, but definitely can win. And yes, Brookby Prince after a spell, second up. First up run was okay. Sean Grayling, 6-4, 10 and 1.
Just on Gotta Go Darley Queen 2, Aaron, I asked Garrick Knight about the sire Darley, and unfortunately we lost the sire. I think it only served a limited amount of mares, and unfortunately, I think passed away. So there's only a few around. Understand that the Halls in Perth have got a very, very smart one. I think Cameron Mackey had early on in its 2-year-old career and went to Perth and has been very good at 3. So the stock of Darley. Got to go.
They come up onto the front tape. Torbjorn and Little Bro and George, and off the 20 metres, Moment of Truth and Franco Nadal. Thanks, Craig. And the 4th on the card tonight to open the middle treble. Face up to a starter, Frank Phelan. Square Gators, 2,700 metres, barrier strands release for the Hydroflow Distributors Handicap Trot. And off stride early, or a wee bit tardy in fact, was Precious Moment, not off stride. They've all come down and trotting in the early stages here. King of the Roses and Tony Hilly to take the early lead over the Scruff and Bro Forks S. Little Bro safely on the journey as they turn onto the showgrounds turn. They're followed by Dunker and Torbjorn, and then came Brookby Prince there, followed by Moment of Truth and George. St Michelle being eased onto the back of George, and further back in the field then to Franco Nadal. Precious Moment and a gap of 10 to 12 lengths back last as they swing into the lane. 2,200 to go, and Little Bro Hayden Cullen about to drive onto the lead from King of the Roses and the Scruff, and Bro Forks S. Torbjorn will be left parked. Dunker the inside, then Moment of Truth into the 1-1. Brookby Prince trotting to its inside, 2 lengths to George, and there followed St Michelle and Franco Nadal and 12 away. Back of the tail, Precious Moment. They turn out of the home straight. Little Bro, a 6-year-old son of Sundon, leads a length and a half. King of the Roses having his first look at the park tonight, enjoying the nice run on the trail now for Tony, and there followed 3 back is the Scruff, and Bro Forks S 4 back on the pegs. Torbjorn first out parked, and back on the inside then to Dunker. 1-1 Moment of Truth with George on its back. Back on the inside, Brookby Prince, then St Michelle, Franco Nadal and Precious Moment. Hydroflow Distributors Handicap Trot, they've completed a circuit down to the lead time they run, and with 1,600 to trot, the lead time cut out in 1:30.7. Little Bro a length and a half, King of the Roses. Moment of Truth away from the 1-1 to get outside the speed now to be parked, and then the Scruff 3 back on the inside. Torbjorn now 1-1. On its back is George. Bro Forks S to the inside of George. 2 lengths St Michelle. Dunker to its inside. And the last trio, Franco Nadal trotting on the outside. Brookby Prince and Precious Moment the last as they swing into the lane again. A lap and a quarter left to go. A Little Bro leads. Moment of Truth. King of the Roses. Lovely drag in the trail. Torbjorn 1-1 for Richard Brosnan. 31 and 8 was the opening quarter. The Scruff 3 back on the inside. Then came George and Todd McFarlane, the running line 3 back. Back on the inside, Bro Forks S at the bell. And then St Michelle, they're followed by Dunker with Franco Nadal to its outside. Brookby Prince and a Precious Moment, the last pair. 900 to go as they put the stables behind them. In front is Little Bro, leading by a length on the outside. Is Moment of Truth, the second quarter, 31.4. Trailing is King of the Roses, Torbjorn 1-1, then the Scruff 3 back the inside of George. They're followed by Bro Forks S and St Michelle Further back in the field is Dunker. Franco Nadal's well back, as to Brookby Prince and Precious Moment. 5.50 left to go. Little Bro trots to the end of the back straight. Has a half length to spare. Make it only a neck ahead now with Moment of Truth. He goes and puts his neck in front. Moment of Truth. Here's George getting around Tourbillon. King of the Roses back on the inside. Then the Scruff and Saint Michel. Further back is Dunker, homeward bound. The 14-year-old takes over here. Moment of Truth from Little Bro the inside. King of the Roses, Tourbillon and George. Saint Michel to the outside. King of the Roses cruises up on the outside of Moment of Truth. Tourbillon the Scruff. Bro Fork says George and Saint Michel letting down with the powerful finishes late, but King of the Roses, first look at the park. Not too many Southern Trotters do this on debut at the park. That's been very impressive. King of the Roses, Moment of Truth second, Photos third, George and Tourbillon, then Saint Michel. Running home well was Brookby Prince. They were followed by the Scruff and then Franco Nadal. Further back in the field, Bro Forks with Precious Moment, Little Bro knocking up, and Dunker to be the last in 3:33.1. 29.7 was the final 400 metres. King of the Roses for the Butterworth Racing Syndicate. The Iceman Tony Hurley. Boy, that's been a very, very good win on what's already been a night of good wins. Second over Moment of Truth, the 14-year-old will secure the second spot there, and George working home for
Official placings, race 4, the Hydroflow Distributors Handicap Trot. 4, 11, 10, 8, 6, 1. 4, 11, 10, 8, 6, 1. Horse 4, King of the Roses, trotted the 2,700 metres in 3:33.08, mile rate of 2.7. Last 859, the 429.7. The margins 2 lengths, 3/4 of a length, a half head. 4, 11, 10, 8, 6, 1, all official. Race 4, Hydroflow Distributors Handicap Trot.
Most impressive victory. First look at Alexandra Park, King of the Roses, Butterworth Racing Syndicate, the owners. It's win 3 at start 18 tonight. Tony Hurley, the trainer and driver out of Papakura, the Iceman back at the head of the field, and the Mitavite Black Bike, also sponsored by Woodland Starters. Tony. Some Monarchy, Brylan Rose, 5-year-old bay gelding, bred by JP Versteeg along with Miss B.R. Hill. Nice win. Ken and Karen Brecken down there, part of the victory celebrations, as to Murray Goldsworthy, race night steward of the Auckland Trotting Club. 11, Moment of Truth for second. Sundon, 14-year-old bay gelding out of Now's the Moment. Miss L.S. Milner, the owner. Lisa Milner, trained out of QMU. And Todd Mitchell. And in for third was 10, George. Umbro Invasion, 6-year-old brown gelding out of Thanks, raced by A.S. Lowe. R.K. Archie, along with Mrs. M. Ho, S.B. Campbell, Y.S. Lai, J.L. Lau, Miss K. Wong, and Ms. S.M.L. McFarlane. Todd McFarlane, the trainer-driver out of Pukekohe. 4, King of the Roses, $2.80 and $1.50, $2.81.50. 11, Moment of Truth, $3.90, $3.90. 10, George, $1.70, $1.70. Quinella, $28.90, $28.90. Trifecta, $186.20, $186.20. And the 4, 11, 10 and 8 first 4, $1,158.70, $1,158.70. 12 and 4 in the double. Got to go Darley Queen and King of the Roses returns $17.70, $17.70. And the concession, 12 and 11, returns $27.50, $27.50. Race 5 on the card tonight. John Polino's Friend of the Farmer Cafe Mobile Pace over the 2,200 metres to open a double, and also the place 6 competition. There are no scratchings. 7 Mr. Euroman 270 and Money Back. A 6 Bronze Over 360 and 410. 4 Killer Queen 760 and 4 and 2 Minstrel Boy 10 and 560. Race 5 time to go at 17 minutes to 8 o'clock.
I found Ideal in Diamonds on top. His trial behind Franco Nelson and Collector Guinness was very noticeable, and then of course he's gone out again and finished third and behind Lockerburn and Collector Guinness. So yep, they're his last 2 trials. I know he's got the wide draw, but he's got a big motor, this horse. He's won the 7 from 13. He will improve. Whether it's enough tonight race wise to beat the race hardened, Croft Bay, Ranfurly Rules, even Dana Duke with a couple under its belt, and Beyond Belief will slip under the guard again. It's double figure odds. Second leg, yeah, I'm almost tempted to anchor Sunny Ruby. If you're going to get pick 6, you might have to do that, but Amaretto Sun's flying. Lockerburn will be an anchor for most, not only in that but in the late quaddie as well. Major Rocket, Gotta Go Yahoo and After Dinner Speaker, wide open the 9th on the program. I did find all settled down on top though, but you'll need a few, and Sailor in the last might be the way to get your pick 6 tonight, but it's not a bad maiden field either. Whistle's blowing and runners about to be called forward for the Forks Investments Limited Mobile. It is over the 1950, completes our first quaddie here tonight, and if you found the upset winner of the first leg, which of course was Avros Rustler, into Extreme Guest and then Burn Off, you'll be looking forward to this last leg and the potential payout in the quaddie, because it will be decent. The gate is rolling. Runners 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12 and 13 all have a percentage at least playing on them, and the payout mark is 10,364.
And pick 6 will eclipse 50, and I don't think we'll be going anywhere here at the moment. Dreamy Damien's gone for a gallop. It's a full start. So if you didn't get your pick 6 ticket in, it was just short of 50,000 well before the score up. So it's going to blast over that. It was guaranteed at 40, but I can say it's guaranteed at least 50 so far, and that'll have time to grow now. Dreamy Damien can do occasionally. He has got better with racing, as most horses do, but he just got himself rough on the inside and he galloped back into the path of Here We Go Again. Replay on the big screen if you're at the track, or watching at home, you'll see the horse just gallop, the 3-horse well clear of him, so he'll be absolutely the offender, Dreamy Damien, and we'll see what Colin De Philippi decides to do here. But you can't imagine CJ is going to be very keen to give up the barrier number 1 advantage that he's got with Dreamy Damien, but that will be confirmed in due course, and if he was to stay in position and gallop again, he'll head back to the barn as a late scratching. But that news to come through. Dreamy Damien, $10 and $2.70. He was a winner 2 starts ago. He beat past the Spates and since has run 4th behind Beyond Belief. He goes around in this race at $11 and $3.40. That just goes to show how strong this field is, Greg. She's been in good form, Beyond Belief.
Yeah, she certainly has been. He can mix his gait a little bit, Dreamy Damien, and Colin De Philippi just wanting to keep his mind on the job. I'm pretty sure we'll hear through that he'll want to stay in position 1. Yep, that's been confirmed. He will be in position 1 for Andrew Garter's Dreamy Damien. So these runners shouldn't take too long to get around to the assembly point again. It'll be take 2 of the first leg of pick 6, and Mark will grab us an update as to where that pick 6 is at. Got around most of the connections for the Allied Security Morris Holmes Vars, the Group 3 event. Of course, there's only been 4 previous runnings of the Group 3 automatic entry race, and Dexter's won the last 3 of them. The first one was taken out by Franco Ledger from memory. And the last couple, then 4 Stars Flash and 2 Chris and Knees since then. So pretty good form line for the latter part of the season, and Lockerburn will be the anchor for most. Saw him walking around with Jared Chapman before. He looks in wonderful order, and we saw the way he trialled. Or if you haven't, you could go online to HRNZ, see how he went at Rangiora and got home in 56.3, 28.4, and he was really good in doing that. So it'll be take 2 shortly. Wanganui Dogs the 7th, and the favourite there, Allegro All Go, at $3.20 with the book. Tote favourite is Big Time Rain. Big Time Rain. And just news through a couple of thousand on Ideal and Diamonds into $3.50 now, so the money keeps on coming for the David and Catherine Butt train. Bob Butt driven Ideal and Diamonds, a horse with any amount of ability. Get an update of the selections for the 7th for Wanganui with Mark Rosanowski. If you want to play into that, he has them 7, 5, 2, 4. Fair cruising. Nice on the each way. Tote at the $8.40 mark at this stage. But we're looking to have take 2 of race number 5. Deep field, as is the case throughout the night here at Addington. You know spring racing is here when the cup horses step out, but the support program really strong as well. Up to you, Mark Mack. Take 2, first leg of pick 6. It's the 5th, and we're on the meeting code of 8.
You mentioned Franco Ledger not too long ago, Greg. Of course, he's back with Hamish Hunter, so expecting to see him in the coming weeks, I'd imagine, too, as he looks for another cup tilt. Now, into the back straight goes the gate. Dreamy Damien electing to stay in 1. Safely navigated past the point. They did things wrong last time. They're racing. Gee, it was a good line off the front. That's Better Ideal in Diamonds, Dana Duke, Black Regal Princess, Beyond Belief, still in a line of about 5. Dreamy Damien's inside of Ranfurly Rules. From Here We Go Again, Pay Me Art. Kotari, Yale and Croft Bay taken back to last. Beyond Belief down to lead. Ideal in Diamonds is a length away, and Black Regal Princess in for the trail. A length away 4th, That's Better. Dana Duke 3 back the pegs, about to make it 4, as Ideal in Diamonds will go to the lead. Ranfurly Rules next from Dreamy Damien. Pay Me Art, Here We Go Again. A length and a half, Katari, Yale, and 2 lengths to Croft Bay. 22.6 the lead time. That's the quickest for a while. And Ideal in Diamonds and Bobby B out by a length and a half. Second, the leader's back Beyond Belief, and 2 lengths away. Third, Black Regal Princess. Ranfurly Rules left a trailing spot when Katari Yale went forward. That's Better's racing in between horses. Pay Me Art's down on the pegs. Croft Bay's on the move. Then Dreamy Damien, and Here We Go Again. First quarter 29.8. And the fresh up Ideal in Diamonds carving out good sections. Leads a length and a half. Second, Beyond Belief, and Katari Yale 3 wide just about at the chair. Black Regal Princess 3 back the inside. Croft Bay 3 wide striding around Katari Yale. Next, Ranfurly Rules. Here We Go Again 3 wide. Pay Me Art trails her forward from That's Better, Dana Duke, and 2 lengths to Dreamy Damien. Ideal in Diamonds, about 6.75 to go, leads at a length. Second, Croft Bay. Leaders back third, Beyond Belief, the second quarter 30.7, 60.5 for the half. 3 wide, Here We Go Again, Katari Yale 5th the middle. Pay Me Art 3 wide and 1 back from Black Regal Princess. Ranfurly Rules held up. And then Dreamy Damien, Dana Duke, and That's Better. Ideal in Diamonds leads ahead, Croft Bay. 3 wide, Here We Go Again. Beyond Belief waits on the terror to love it. Pineleaf Farm passing lane. Katari Yale pushing into the clear from Pay Me Art and Black Regal Princess. 29 won the third. Ideal in Diamonds, inside run Beyond Belief. Katari Yale and Dreamy Damien from a mile back. It is the Beyond Belief, Katari Yale, Dreamy Damien and Black Regal Princess, but Beyond Belief in grand form, and she wins again. Beyond Belief has beaten Black Regal Princess, Katari Yale and Dreamy Damien in that order. Unlucky Ranfurly Rules from Pay Me Art, Dana Duke, That's Better, Here We Go Again, Ideal in Diamonds and Croft Bay. 7 Beyond Belief, Blair Orange at $11.10 and $3.10. Albeit Black Regal Princess number 5 at $3.60 and 12 Kotari Yale at $3.60. 29 won the last quarter. 158.7 for the last mile. There were hopes everywhere. Beyond Belief darted through. Kotari Yale looked like he was going to run her down. Dreamy Damien was going to run second for the world and has ended up missing a place. As Beyond Belief beats Black Regal Princess, Katara Yale and Dreamy Damien. The start crucial. She was able to get across, take a trail, follow Ideal in Diamonds on the back of good speed. He took her to the Terra to Love at Pineleaf Farm passing lane, and Fitting, a horse raced by Pineleaf Farm, wins on the Pineleaf Farm lane, Greg.
Yeah, she's in grand form, isn't she? Back to back here at Addington Raceway, perfectly positioned throughout, sitting behind Ideal and Diamonds. They went very hard, 22.6. Gee, overall they've just gone outside 221 here, but it was a deep field and there'll be many winners come out of it in tonight. Beyond Belief, a race by Pineley Farm Limited, that's Graham Court, delivers in fine style. Back for race number 6 here, 7:53, but we've got to get to you, Rozzo, because Allegro All Go is the go.
It is, Greg. It isn't with me tonight, and I've been on her a few times, but she's the favourite. 340 on the fixed odds, just eased from 320. She's quite loose in the tote at the moment. Not a great deal of money in that pool. It'll rush in now, $7.50 and $1.50. At Addington, Beyond Belief, number 7, 11, 10, 310, 380 the 5, 380 for the 12. Quinella 60-30, some more big numbers in the exotics trifecta at 1,587.60, 7,512 2 first 4, 4,448.60 with $2,000 carried forward to race number 6. Got some good pots across a whole lot of different things there tonight at Addington Raceway. Quaddy there, 10,364.80, 10, 9, 11 and 7. That's 5,182 carried forward to later, and it's already a bonus quaddy, so we're looking at a massive pot there. Well, let's start race 7 with the Morris Holmes Vase at 8.27. Whew, that will be a pot to get involved with. Right here, wide open affairs have gone for some value. Well, it's value till it runs down the track, I suppose. 7 Fair Cruisin'. The form's pretty messy, but it's the sort of race that she can come out running in, and she has a few times from wide. And we haven't seen a lot of her of late. Only one race since the 1st of July. Just the sort of race I think Fair Cruisin' can jump and run, and that's what she needs to do. She's fast when she's on her game. She's very good. And then the 5 Corborn Webb. Well, how do you paint a picture? Well, it's the $10 that kind of grabs you in a field like this, because I thought the favourites were relatively skinny for what they've got on the board at the moment, and therefore some value might be worth finding. And if you can find the one that pings tonight and runs, that's what some of these races are about. And Corborn Webb, we've only seen her as a sprinter once here on this track, and only a couple of times in her 23 start career. She's been a bit injury prone, and she's run a good time, some good times over the 520 metres and some good sectionals, and she should be able to transfer that to the sprint. She didn't from box 5 on the 10th of August. It was her first run for a couple of months, and we see her here tonight, and she is drawn on the outside of a Snowball Chance. None of that's ideal, but she has ripped off some good opening sectionals over longer distances. 3's in shot, Allegro will go. Ended up putting her in for 5th, but I might have done her a disservice. Drawn underneath Snowball Chance is probably okay, and but again, she's one of those dogs, and when she can switch on, she can really go. She was beaten the nose by Kapai. That was just a run because it was a 17.91, and she, from memory, had pretty much every chance. 17.61 she ran down in the grades when she was pinging off a few races. And she was win or nothing there for a while, but she has clocked up 4 minor placings now. With 2 Big Time Rain, recent downgrader for Nathan Udy, drawn out well enough to be a threat. And then Snowball Chance missed out here on Wednesday, backs up again. Did have box 1, even though he's won from there, it's not really ideal for him. And although you never sort of necessarily want to squeeze box, he can be a chance to bounce back immediately there. He won his previous race in a 17.77, just a touch outside his personal best. We're getting the all clear. Race 7, Wanganui Toyota, Class 2, 305 metres double treble, place 6 starting here. And an open affair 2. Matty Blue Blood off the inside with Allegro will go. Corborn Webb and Fair Cruisin'. Who's favourite at the moment? Big Time Rain, 350 on the tote. Allegro will go 340, the option. Second line, Big Time Rain, Snowball Chance, Working Jewel and Grand Allegro. Lined and ready. All clear through 7th. Set. Racing, Allegro will go a bit slow. Snowball Chances bounce straight to the lead. Big Time Rain driving through the inside though, and Maddie Blue Blood's pushing through. Fair Cruisin' gets around the outside. Grand Allegro going with that. Further back in the race to Corborn Webb, Snowball Chance. The others have been badly checked, the 1 and the 3. Round the corner, the leader is Big Time Rain now from Snowball Chance. Big Time Rain, Snowball Chance, Fair Cruisin' third, and Grand Allegro fourth, then Corborn Webb. Followed through then by Working Jewel. And Maddie Blue Blood and Allegro will go badly checked into that first bend. Snowball Chance bounces straight back. Big Time Rain, I should say, over Snowball Chance. And a 17.68 the winning time with a 10.59 run home. Snowball Chance got off the lids. Big Time Rain got underneath. There was plenty of trouble in behind. Fair Cruisin' actually, I think, might have got dragged down a fraction in the back legs, but still managed to get around to third ahead then of Grand Allegro. Let's have a look at them here, because Big Time Rain was out pretty well. Snowball Chance was a clear leader, but it holds its line. Big Time Rain got the push through. Now Allegro all goes there. The 7 down onto the 5, and then just around here, 1 into the 5, 1 into the 3. So they're gone. Fair Cruisin' gets around to the rail, and Grand Allegro follows it around. 2, 4, 7 and 8 in a 17.68. 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 by 3 1/4. 7.09 the lead up time here, with a 10.59 run home. Nathan Udy with the winner for the Mischief, Mystery and Mongrels Syndicate. Win 9 at start 41. Only 4 minutes out from the next, so we get to you, Craig the Whale Thompson. Alexandra Park the 5th with a $1.95 favourite, number 7, Mr. Euroman.
Yeah, thanks, Rosa. This horse has really lifted his game in the last probably 4 to 6 weeks. Mentally a little bit weak, and he's just strengthened up, and he's been able to do work in his races and still kick on at the end, and he did that last start sitting parked out. Morris McKendry takes to drive. Tony's got 2 in the race. He'll drive the stablemate number 5, Better Go Hurry. I thought he was at $2.50. Not a bad bet, 7, Mr. Euroman. Went 7 on top to beat 6 Bronze Over, 2 Minstrel Boy and 4 Killer Queen. Let's talk to stable rep Tremaine Thorby about their 2 runners in race number 5. Tremor 2 in this stable in race number 5 tonight. Let's talk about Better Go Hurry first. First up run was just okay?
It was just okay. It's probably a little bit disappointing. From the draw you thought he would have got near enough trip, but a couple of gear changes tonight and drawn a bit wider. It might help him early, but I think you'll see a bit more improvement out of him tonight.
On the other hand, Mr. Euroman, he's really stepped up in the last 3 or 4 weeks. I thought he was a horse that, as a 3-year-old, was a little bit weaker, but he's just now being able to be put in the race and still kick on. I thought tremendous run last week after being parked out.
I think you hit the nail on the head. He's just got stronger. He's done work and finished it off, and on that run last week, he's got to be a good chance again.
I know he's drawn awkwardly, but Tremor, would he be one of the best of the night?
I think so, yeah.
Big Time Rain paid $4, $2 at Wanganui race number 7, beat Snowball Chance $1.80 and Fair Cruising $2.20. The Quinellas $10.50, Trifecta 247 $129.90, and the first 4 on 2478 $625 neat, meeting 9 race number 7 at Wanganui. Zach Butcher drives 4 Killer Queen in great form. This is what he had to say. Zach Killer Queen, she's racing super at the moment. Again, another very consistent run last week for placing.
Yeah, she's racing super, as you said, Craig, and hopefully we can impress forward and maybe find the top. If we get to the top, it's hard to say you'll beat Euroman, but she's going to be a very good chance.
Is it a case with her that she is better on the speed? She's, not driven for one run because she's a rolling type?
Yeah, definitely, but then it comes down to where you're drawing that and whether you can get her into the race. Tonight probably works out for her. She's going to land pretty handy early, and like I said, if we can find the top, she's going to go a good run. She does just keep bowling.
Tell you what, there's plenty of speed in this race. It'll be very interesting to see what they cut out the lead-up time in, because just going through it as an analyst, there's gate speed here from Minstrel Boy, full speed ahead, Killer Queen, Bronze Over, and On the Razzle. They can all go forward. I'm not suggesting they all will, but their natural pattern for the likes of Minstrel Boy, full speed ahead, and Killer Queen and Bronze Over is to go forward. So this could be set up early for something off the speed, and that may well be 7, Mr. Euroman. He makes, he ticks all the boxes for me. 195, I know he's pretty short. He's into 185 at the moment. But as I said, he beat a similar field last week, including race rival Minstrel Boy, and he had to do it sitting parked out. So 7 Mr. Euroman on top, 6 Bronze Over. Josh Dickey takes the drive on Bronze Over. Let's have a quick talk to him about her chances. Josh, the mare that's really racing well at the moment is Bronze Over. She's been going through a purple patch of form. Last week's run, saying that, was probably slightly disappointing.
It was a wee bit. She just got in a wee bit off the corner and she lost about 2 lengths and she only got beat half a length for third, so it probably cost the run in third doing that. Yeah, it was slightly disappointing, to be honest, but she drops back a little bit tonight. There's the last race she had to race the Faithful and those types of horses, so it looks a little bit easier for her tonight, which I think will help.
Yeah, it was, I think, a 71 to 95 and back in company tonight. She's always been a good gate horse. Looking to go forward again?
Yeah, we'll just see what happens. You don't want to untangle her really, but we've got the option to use it if we need it.
So that's Josh Dickey's thoughts about Bronze Over. I think the track last week didn't help her. She's a speed mare, and she was down on the inside where the track was quite off early on. Quite sticky down in that passing lane, and she just didn't round off the race. And saying that, I thought she probably should have finished a little bit closer. But Bronze Over, if she can replicate those couple of wins from 3 or 4 weeks ago, big chance here. Aaron White's number 7463. He's got Mr. Euroman on.
On the razzle comes forward Mr. Euroman and Bronze Over. Better Go Hurry, Killer Queen, Full Speed Ahead, Minstrel Boy, Charleston Bell. Second row draws, No Way Else and Major Classic. Thank you, Craig, with the runners in behind the mobile for the 5th to open place 6 tonight, and another double here as well. Mr. Euroman, he's in the blue cap, 1 of 2 in the race for trainer Tony Hurley. Tony in the white cap with Better Go Hurry. Into the lane, 2 1/4 laps under the ribbon of light for the John Polino's, friend of the Farmer Cafe mobile pace, and they're off and racing out of barrier 2. Minstrel Boy makes a nice beginning, Full Speed Ahead's up there with them early. Then Charleston Bell, Killer Queen drops to an early 1-1, then No Way Else on the inside. To its outside was Better Go Hurry as they scoot around the stables corner. Major Classic, Bronze Over get back with Mr. Euroman on the razzle, has been restrained to last from its wide draw by Dylan Ferguson. 1800 to go. Minstrel Boy into the back, 1.5 lengths over Charleston Bell. That has out parked now. Sitting there, Full Speed Ahead for Todd McFarlane. Back on the inside, No Way Else, 1-1 Killer Queen. Major Classic is 4 back on the pegs. To its outside, Better Go Hurry. Then on the razzle, Bronze Over. She's back second last with Joshua Dickey in the sulky. And on its back, the race favourite, Mr. Euroman, 42 and 9, the lead time. As they sweep across the showgrounds turn, Minstrel Boy, Charleston Bell out of the 1-1 comes Killer Queen. Around Full Speed Ahead, then Better Go Hurry, Mr. Euroman, both on 3 wide runs. No Way Else away from the markers. Major Classic improves the spot on the pegs to 3 back now. On the razzle, second last, the insider, Bronze Over. They swing into the lane, 1200 left to go. Minstrel Boy, 32 and 1, the opening quarter of the John Polino's friend of the Farmer Cafe pace. On the outside, Killer Queen. Better Go Hurry sits third, 3 wide, no cover. Back on the inside, Charleston Bell at the bell. There followed then in the 1-1 Full Speed Ahead, Mr. Euroman, 3 wide with cover on its stablemate's back. Major Classic, the inside at No Way Else. Bronze Over joins the 3 wide line, and on the razzle back last as they pace out to the final 800 metres. Minstrel Boy and Salish Abernathy turn up into the back second quarter in 29.3. On the outside, Killer Queen, then Better Go Hurry 3 wide. Charleston Bell will wait the passing lane. Full Speed Ahead 1-1. Mr. Euroman and the Magic Man, 3 wide and 1 back. Back on the inside then to Major Classic, No Way Else, Bronze Over. She's second last, 3 wide and 3 back. And on the razzle, back on the pegs as last as they come off the back, 450 to go. Minstrel Boy with Killer Queen. They go stride for stride, 28 the back straight quarter. Here comes Mr. Euroman. Set a light around runners now and then. Charleston Bell, Full Speed Ahead. And out wide a Bronze Over. They come for home. Killer Queen from on the inside. Minstrel Boy. Charleston Bell's out. Mr. Euroman down the outside and Bronze Over in front. Killer Queen. Here's Bronze Over thundering home with Mr. Euroman. Bronze Over. Mr. Euroman to her inside. Bronze Over. Mr. Euroman trying to worry her out. Can't do it. Bronze Over's back in winning business. Bronze Over. Mr. Euroman very tight. Third. Killer Queen. Major Classic. Then Minstrel Boy. Charleston Bell on the razzle. Further back in the field then to Full Speed Ahead. No Way Else. else, and back last was Better Go Hurry, 241.3. Homan 28.8. Killer Queen negotiated the final bend a lot better than what she did last week. And she's produced a powerful finish to get over the top of Mr. Euroman. Joshua gets 2 on the program tonight. John and Josh also pick up a double. Killer Queen will just get 3rd from Major Classic. Close up there too was Minstrel Boy and the John Polino's Friend of the Farmer Cafe, Mobile Pace.
Official placings, race 5, the John Polino's Friend of the Farmer Cafe Mobile Pace. 674-10-1-2. 674-10-1-2. Horse 6, Bronze Over, paced the 2200 metres in 241.30. Mile rate of 157.9. Last 856.8. The 428.8. The margins a neck by 1 3/4 lengths by a half head. 674-10-1-2, all official, race 5, John Polino's Friend of the Farmer Cafe Mobile Pace.
Fanfare plays out for the performance incentive bonus struck by Joshua Dickey, the owner of Bronze Over. John and Joshua Dickey, the preparers out of Clevedon, and owner Joshua Dickey in the sulky. Winning double on the card for the Dickies tonight. They took the second impressively with Acceptance. Just as impressive here, Bronze Over, career win 6 at start 14 this evening, and her 6th victory under the ribbon of light at Alexandra Park. A changeover, Bronze Lady Bay 4-year-old mare, KT and Mrs. S.D. Marshall, the breeders. Nice win of the John Polino's Friend of the Farmer Cafe Mobile Pace. John Polino along with fiancée Rose down there, part of the victory celebrations. Peter May, Race Night Steward of the Auckland Trotting Club, was also in attendance. 7, Mr. Euroman Art Major, Little Big Sister Bay 4-year-old gelding for GJ and Mrs. S.L. Rack, the owners. Tony Hurley trained at Papakura, Morris McKendry. And 4, Killer Queen, in for 3rd, the Rock and Roll Heaven Black 4-year-old mare at a Party Girl Becky, Lincoln Farms Limited, D. James. MJ Brereton along with KJ Bell, S. Beckett, IA Middleton, JR Dias and BP Rabbit, the owners. Trained at Pukekohe by Ray Green, and Zach Butcher was the driver. 6, Bronze Over, $5.80 and $2, $5.80 and $2. 7, Mr. Euroman, $1.10, $1.10. 4, Killer Queen, $1.80, $1.80. Quinella, $4.50, $4.50. Trifecta, $55.70, $55.70. And the 6, 7, 4 and 10 first 4, $773.20, $773.20. Early quaddy 8, Acceptance. 12, Gotta Go Darley Queen. King of the Roses 4, and now number 6, Bronze Over, so book ended by the Dickies, and that returns $346.90, $346.90. Feature square gating event on the card tonight. The CJ Loza 50th Mobile Trot over the 1700. 1 Over the Moon, number 6, 140 money back. 5 Harry Sewell, 770 and 850 the place. 3 Charlemagne, 820 and 840. And 4 Reel Me In, 820 the win, $10 back for the place. The CJ Loza 50th Mobile Trot. We welcome Laurie Powell and Chris Judd on track tonight. along with their many guests here celebrating the 50th birthday celebrations, will be underway.
To go past Sunny Ruby and what she's done at the trials and workout since running second behind La Rivera at Alexandra Park last time, even off the 30 metres. 9 Amaretto Sunny can't botch the start like he did last time. It was an amazing performance, but he can't off the 30 metres do it again. If he doesn't, he's a big danger to her. 10 Shimon. It was a disappointing campaign last time. He's so much better than that, and the breakaway, hopefully for Connections, has done him the world of good, because it would be great for the trotting rinks to see the Shimon of old come back here. Through the 7 in Phil's Gift. You've got Phil's Gift, Bordeaux, Valmain, all very capable. Kauai Monarch's going well. Tornado Valley, if he gets it right, is also very smart. Just a good field for the Vero Insurance Handicap Trot race number 6, but Sunny Ruby, Gavin Smith and Sam Smolenski. 1 of 4 off the 30 metres. Valmain with Blair Orange looking to go race to race following Beyond Belief's back-to-back victory in the previous. Getting close to start time for the Vero Insurance Handicap. Prestina late scratching, one of a couple of late scratchings tonight. Dr. Bones, very coordinated. Barry Ford down there has got the orange gloves to match the orange stripe on the sleeves. Like it. Tornado Valley, Tessa's Rocket, Kauai Monarch. Bordeaux, very flashy looking standard bred Bordeaux. Chestnut, Love You, 12 starts, 6 wins. 6th behind Mon Bay and Harriet of Mott. See how quickly he got up through the grades. He's been back to the trials and run 6th behind Sunny Ruby. Colin De Philippi takes the drive this evening with Dexter committed to Shimon. Now Lamb ascends the tower. How's our first 4 looking? Just short of 9,000. Quite possibly we'll get one big hit here and go whoosh. Sunny Ruby, she'll be the favourite. Hasn't budged off the 220 at the moment. And 240 on the toe. $1,300 on Sunny Ruby. $2.20. Not a big bet, but a 4-figure one nonetheless. Tornado Valley about to turn in for Terry McMillan. Dr. Bones about right. Kauai Monarch placed in his last 2 behind Amaretto Sun and Hey Yo. We'll see a little later on this evening. Tessa's Rocket, she's been in good form. Trotters are underway. And Kauai Monarch first to go. Amaretto Sun's galloped away. He's trotting now, but he lost the best part of 8, maybe 9 lengths. Not as much as he did last time, and Bordeaux was scratchy off the tapes too. Tornado Valley straight to the lead by 2 lengths on Kauai Monarch. Phil's Gift has gone for a gallop. It's a pretty decent gallop too. Kauai Monarch's around Dr. Bones in the first 3 and 2 lengths to Tessa's Rocket, 2 to Valmain. Bordeaux next from Sunny Ruby, 1.5 lengths Shimon. Kauai Monarch's made a gallop. That's uncharacteristic for him. And 10 lengths to Phil's Gift. The leader is Tornado Valley by 1.5 lengths. Dr. Bones running second and 2 lengths to Tessa's Rocket third. Bordeaux's recovered quickly. Up without cover 4th from Valmain, 2 to Sunny Ruby. And on her back is Shimon, about 4 lengths to Amaretto Sun. 1.5 lengths Kauai Monarch and 15 lengths to Phil's Gift. It's Tornado Valley with 1.5 laps to go. And Terry McMillan has him out by a length, but that margin is closing as Bordeaux is going up for a look for the lead, and Tornado Valley's happy to hand. 3 back the inside, the grey Dr. Bones, and 1.5 lengths Tessa's Rocket as they single file it now. Then Valmain, Sunny Ruby, 2 lengths Shimon, 2 lengths to Amaretto Sun. 2 lengths away, second last is Kauai Monarch, and 5 lengths to Phil's Gift with a mile to go. And it's Bordeaux, fresh up leading by 2. Tornado Valley trails second, Dr. Bones, 3 pegging third, 2 to Tessa's Rocket. 5th is Valmain, 1.5 lengths Sunny Ruby, 1.5 lengths Shimon. Same again, Amaretto Sun, and again to Kauai Monarch. And 3 or 4 lengths away last is Phil's Gift. Lead time 1:19.8. And the leader is Bordeaux in that customary gold breastplate of the Ego Stable, out by 1.5 lengths. Tornado Valley second and Dr. Bones third. Then Tessa's Rocket, Valmain. Sunny Ruby's going to follow. Valmain off the peg. Shimon was actually the first to pop off the inside and got Sunny Ruby and Valmain out for a drag up. Kauai Monarch sticks to the pegs. Amaretto Sun second last, and 3 lengths away last is Phil's Gift. 32 won the first quarter. 9.50 to go. And it is Bordeaux by 1.5 lengths Tornado Valley. 1.5 lengths away, third Dr. Bones. Balmain fourth, getting some cover because the Kokura Trotter's off the pegs in front of him. Tessa's Rocket, 3 back the pegs. Then Sunny Ruby, Kawai Monarch, Shimon and 2 lengths to Emirate Sun. They've upped the speed to 700 to go. And it's Bordeaux, the second quarter, 30.7, 62.8 for the half. Dr. Bones a length away. Tornado Valley's had a really good run. Will wait use of the Terror to love it. Pine Leaf Farm passing lane. Fourth Valmain, fifth Tessa's Rocket, Sunny Ruby yet to go. Then Kawai Monarch, Shimon and Emirate Sun. 400 metres left to go. Leader is still Bordeaux by a head. Second Dr. Bones, here they come. Sunny Ruby 3 wide, 4 wide now as Valmain's out. Tornado Valley waits the inside run. Shimon's wider again from Emirate Sun. Third quarter 29.9. Sunny Ruby swept up to them. Tornado Valley went up on the inside of Bordeaux from Shimon, but Sunny Ruby below the 100 metre mark. It's going to be an arrogant racetrack return, the first time since June, and she bolts in, beat Tornado Valley, Shimon, and I think Emirate Sun just in front of Bordeaux Valmain. Tessa's Rocket not far away from Dr. Bones, and Kawai Monarch and Phil's Gift are the last 2 in. 11 Sunny Ruby, 220, 140 Gavin Smith. 1 Tornado Valley, 440, and 10 Shimon is going to pay $1.70. She hasn't lost that turn of speed. I know it doesn't show as a spell in the race book, but it has been just on 3 months. And she roared around the outside, got right away from them. Tornado Valley, Shimon was with her. Last quarter, 28.9, 21.6. And they'll be the first 3. I think Emirate Sun's just going to run 4th. Early gallop again. It's done a bad job to finish as close as what he has, but she has lost nothing in that little breakaway from racing, Greg.
Yeah, nice soft racetrack return for her too, given an economical trip on the outside, followed Valmain up and Sunny Ruby, the mare by Sundon, out of Bright Deirdre, raced by Fred Fletcher and grandson Sam Smolensky, who trains her. She delivers and makes it 13 from 43. Just too fast. When she gets within a couple of lengths of them turning for home, her leg speed is superior to the others, and she was too fast again. Tornado Valley, good effort from him. I know he got a start off her and got the best run, but he was still good in second. Close up Shimon, returning to the track tonight, a good effort too. And Emirate Sun, you're right, Mark, can't afford to give these horses a start. Still did a nice job to get into 4th. But Sunny Ruby takes out the Vera Insurance handicap trot.
Sunny Ruby. Second, 1 Tornado Valley, and third, 10 Shimon. 4th has gone to 9 Emirate Sun, from 6 Bordeaux and 8 Valmain. 11, 1, 10, 9, 6, 8. The margin's 2.5 lengths, 3/4 of a length, half a neck ahead. The winner's time was 3:19, a mile rate of 2:03.1. The last 858.4, last 428.7.
So back at the head of the field comes Gavin Smith. She looks to have strengthened up just a tad too, Sunny Ruby, and she'll need to in this grade when she takes on the big bangers, but that's a very good racetrack return for her. Next to go for us is the Allied Security Morris Holmes Vase at Group 3 level, the 5th running of this all-important race, automatic entry into the Christchurch Casino New Zealand Cup, and Mark Rosanowski will be back with a nice build-in to it at 8:27.
Stonewall Stud is looking to train your next winner.
No doctor needs.
Patrick Raceway in Wanganui. Home city for the Gallops tomorrow, of course. Wanganui Guineas Day, and we do have some light rain. Probably not doing a great deal to the track at the moment. Does seem very light out there, but certainly the jackets are on. And hopefully finding up for tomorrow for that very good race day over there, over the back fence from here. 4 minutes out from our race number 8. It's another Class 2 sprint, Wanganui Chronicle. We've got Meet Damon, the favourite, off the inside. Now, if you looked at the immediate form, you'd think, why? Have got it on top, went 1, 4, 3 and 6. He has been very good off box number 1 in the past, or just generally inside draws, and he gets an opportunity to turn his form around very quickly here. He's also a recent downgrader. Let's have a look at that Addington result. Sunny Ruby, almost effortless, the 11. She looks in for another big season. 221.41. Tornado Valley 440 and 10. Shimon $1.70. Quinella 29.10. Trifecta 169.80. And 11, 1, 10 and 9 first four, $625.90. We'll be off to Alexandra Park off the back of this for a look at some more trotters, including One Over the Moon, short price favourite there. Latest double at Addington, 7 with 11, 23.30. 7-1 concession, $120. 11, 7, 11 in the treble, $281.40. And their feature coming up the next race, 7. At 8.27, the yellowed security Morris Holmes Vase, guaranteed entry to the New Zealand Trotting Cup in November for the winner. And it starts a bonus quaddy, 40,000 guaranteed in the pot, and there was 5,000 carried forward earlier. Fast Track Insurance, pick 6 for 40,000 tonight, 7 Beyond Belief and 11 Sunny Ruby, 7,299.3 live units. So 2.5 minutes out from this, we've talked about the 1, who is the favourite. Gone for the 4. Venga Guapa for some value here, more for place than anything else. Was 350 when I included in the multis. They've actually wound it out to 4. She had box 1 last week, where she doesn't like it. She got off the lids well, but there was something going to go wrong sooner or later, and it did. And prior to that, she found a bit of trouble trying to come across from box 8. And although she's jammed up in the middle here, might actually not be a bad spot for her in terms of running a place. I think she's certainly a chance. She's the outsider to win. Venga Guapa. There's Manu Rama, easy to spot on a dark wet night. Off box 7, he will box up first. Corborn Butsy downgrades, the 3 dog, so brings him into the picture a little. He's a 17 race winner. I expect that you'd run it his best at start 116, but he wouldn't have to here to be a threat back in Class 2 company. Corborn Butsy. 6 dogs, African Princess, really keen to see her back tonight. We haven't seen her since May, and she's 1-4 from 12, and she is a sister to Meet Damon. She's got some real speed when she's on her game, so we'll see what she can produce first up. African Princess, just over a minute out from start time here. And the other dogs that we haven't mentioned, way on the 8 there is Shelley McBell. Now, her form reads really well, but she's got no form from wide, no form at all. And so she's got to try and get across from there. She's been backed and beaten of late, although running good races, but she has been drawn close in, as she was here on Wednesday when she had box 1, was beaten by Allegro Cody. But she'd really have to buck her wide draw statistics here, because she does seem to struggle in such instances. And the others, we haven't talked about Brilliant Jailer, who did place last time out with Philippa Lamis and Carol Morris now. Box 5 makes it tough for her in here. She's not the quickest to step. And a little closer in, we've got Totes, who does downgrade. Only won 1 from 17 here. The other wins have come across Palmerston North. He seems to go maybe a touch better there, but he does place a lot here. And has box 2 to work with. Totes on the downgrade. So a couple of downgraders here, and then you've got African Princess coming in fresh. Well, she downgrades too, for that matter. She's fresh up tonight. And Meet Damon, recent downgrader, and picks up the inside draw. And that's where the money's gone. $2.90 the tote, and is $3 fixed odds the 1. Greyhounds called up for race 8, the Wanganui Chronicle Class 2 sprint. Off the inside, Meet Damon, Corborn Butsy the 3, Brilliant Jada the 5, and Manu Rama. We went first. And the second line is going to be Totes, Finger Guapa, African Princess and Shelley McBell. Meet Damon is the tote and book favourite off the inside. See if he can use the one again as successfully as he has in the past. All clear through. Ready to run. And racing, Meet Damon slow to go, best out here. Brilliant. Jailer bounded to the lead there from African Princess. Manu Rama pushing up between runners was Corborn Butsy, followed back then by Totes. Meet Damon can't do it from there. nor can Venga Guapa as Shelley McBell at the back as they swing into line here. Running along African Princess, fresh up will score from Brilliant Jailer. Manu Rama third, followed across then by Corborn Butsy, Shelley McBell, Totes. Last pair in here, Meet Damon and Venga Guapa. African Princess, fresh up, has found the lead quickly over Brilliant Jailer and run away to score. The Jake and Days Bell in a 17.77 run, home 10.74, lead up 7.03. 6, 5, 7 and 3 here. And some pretty fair numbers coming up in the exotics, you would have to think. Brilliant Jailer. She can jump occasionally, but it is occasional. Well, she found it tonight, and African Princess came with her and swept on by. Corborn Botsy was handy enough early. Manu Rama, who likes to hit for the rail, well, he got there reasonably easily because there was nothing happening on the inside with not a lot of speed from Meet Damon, Totes and Venga Guapa as well. So that's us. 1 1/4, 1 1/2 by 1 length. Jake and Days Bell score for the Elevated Syndicate and African Princess. That's us for the 8th. We head for the 9th. Meteor OPD, Wanganui Class 5 Sprint and the first leg of the Lake Quaddie. There's time to go now at 8:39, and it does feature Subic Bay, Allegro Class and others. 7 and a bit minutes out from Alexandra Park, so we'll be heading there. And Craig the Whale Thompson got a short price favourite. In fact, we're going back to Greg first. Greg, we'll head to you with the Morris Homes Vase pending for you.
Yeah, thanks very much for that, Rozzo. With Allied Securities, here's the Cup horses about to make their first appearance leading towards the 2016 edition. We've got a number of interviews in the can. One we didn't get in the can was Brent Shirley. Tough week for the Shirley family. Brent's father, Gil, passed away, well known in harness racing circles. Just caught up with Brent. He said Gil's had the last say. Stuck in Invercargill, couldn't get out of there. So our thoughts are with you, Brent. I know many well wishes throughout the week. Brent wanted to pass on the family's thanks to them, and Gil, he's left an indelible mark. And of course this horse, Costa del Magnifico, I'm sure he'll race very well tonight. Brent did say he'll be in need of the run though. He's had a good grounding, but he's not up against C1s tonight. He's up against some big bangers in terms of the harness racing industry, none more so than Lockerburn, who's a $1.25 favourite. Seal the deals, 2 from 2 this campaign. Franco Nelson, we know what he was like fresh up last time. He went into the Trotting Cup and finished 4th, an incredible performance. And Tiger Tara, a $7 chance. We've caught up with runners 3, 4 and 7, along with our earlier interviews with Gavin Smith and John Dunn. Here's what the connections of many of the major players have to say in this one.
Well, Greg, he keeps on winning, which is what you were hoping early part of the season, but it's another step again tonight.
Yeah, it's a huge step, really. I mean, he's racing completely different horses, and he's trained on good in his physical training. I was a little bit concerned about his heart rate on Thursday, and we got his blood done, and his blood says that he's not 100, but the vet said line him up, he'll be fine, you know, so we'll go on the vet's advice. But yeah, no, he should go a great race. He's a great beginner, and he'll put himself right in it.
Well, Jared, to the eye, Lockeburn's latest trial couldn't have been more impressive.
Yeah, he's come back really good. Kev's really wrapped with him. You know, 6 weeks off, done him really good, and hate to jinx it, but he seems like a better horse than last season, so find out tonight.
Yeah, what would be ideal? What would you like to see unfold in terms of preparation, I guess, now until November?
Well, he's pretty forward, so I don't think it's really going to matter. It's up to Dex. Kev won't be giving him any instructions, so he'll just play it as it feels, I guess.
Yeah, so you guys are about as happy as you could be?
Yeah, real wrapped. Yep. We'll see how he comes through tonight.
Jeff, you've had an extensive trial campaign leading into tonight. You happy with where he's at?
Yeah, he seems really well. His work home's been really good, and trial really good at Ashburton first up, although they went a bit slow, but Rangiora didn't look that good, but he still run home in 55, and I think it'll clean him right up for tonight.
Right, he was fresh up going into the Avon City Ford Cup last year. Do you feel he's in a similar sort of condition?
Yeah, he seems to be, and he's had plenty of work behind him. It's just he has got a year older and he's a bit heavier and that, so just see if he's sharp enough or not. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah, look, he is a real racehorse though. He does lift, doesn't he?
Yeah, he definitely knows when it's trials, he knows when it's races, so hopefully that'll be the way tonight.
So that was Jeff Dunn with his thoughts about Tiger Tara. Of course, he's a 6-year-old stallion, so they can tend to take a run or two to get completely wound up for the Vars tonight, but looked pretty good for me at the trials the other day, Tiger Tara. Home in 55 seconds. Lockerburn did it very easily, but he wasn't knocked around, Tiger Tara. In the trial a fortnight ago at Ashburton, I know he got beaten fairly and squarely by only a C2 horse, and that horse that day was Joe the Hunter. He got on very nicely. I like the way Tiger Tara's come back this time. So the two stallions, Lockerburn, Tiger Tara, in their preparation, their first hit out, race day towards the second Tuesday in November. Looking forward to the Vars, hard on the back of our feature trot here at Alexandra Park, in which we're 3 minutes away. That horse on screen, great to have him back on the racetrack, One Over the Moon. Fantastic 2 weeks ago. Meriton his defeat last week on a wet track off 50 metres. Tonight he gets the mobile. Stable rep Tremaine Thorby caught up with him earlier in the night. Trimmer, it's never easy labelling them, but you wouldn't get closer to a good thing of the day than One Over the Moon. He's been giving them 45 and 50. Tonight he gets the mobile.
Yeah, dead right, Craig. You know, he looks immoral. As you know, a race is a race. Things can happen, but he looks a good thing.
He's a horse that probably 6 months ago, you know, he was racing well, and then he's had that time off, come back again. Have you just noticed in his work he's a different horse this time up?
What I think he does enjoy is the North Island. He's always thrived when he's been up here. But in saying that, you know, like I say, I think he'd be hard to beat.
The new rating system has him rated at 118, which is right up there as far as open class trotters go. This is a rating 80 to 118, so hence why he's been off 45 and 50 metres when they're standing starts. He's off even marks today. His sprint record is outstanding, 10 starts, 7 wins. He's got a personal best of 2.6 for the 1700 here. Should be winning One Over the Moon here. Dangers, well, Cool Cobber and Reel Me In, they're both nice horses. Cool Cobber's probably not a true 1700 metre horse. His forte is over the longer trip, but again would be off a big handicap if this was a standing start. So the mobile brings him right into it. Reel Me In's in the same category. I thought he looked very good at the workouts last week. May need a run yet, but he's got a nice draw at barrier number 3. And as Aaron said, Harry's Soul, impressive winner 3 starts ago. He's galloped in his last 2, but he gets the mobile. In saying that, he's still not without a chance of having a gallop from the mobile as well. Hard to follow, the ability's there. The manners are the key. 6 is special to beat 7, 4 and 5 in our feature trot tonight. 6, 7, 4 and 5. Aaron's got them very similar. 6, 7, 5 and 4. The winner of 20 races, One Over the Moon, and over $300,000. Aaron, as I come to you, good field, even horses like Hot Chocolate Tart's been in great form. Charlemagne, and of course a 2-time dual winner, Kyle Marshall, takes the drive. 6 runners, good field.
Yeah, it certainly is. Over the 1700 metres, we'll go with One Over the Moon, the stallion by Majestic Sun, closing in on win 21 tonight. Mum won 32, of course, one over Kenny, so yeah, he'll be very, very hard to beat. He runs for the performance incentive bonus too. A big get well soon to Lex Williams, who had a nasty incident last week or a week or so ago. And Heather's been looking after Lex, so hence why they're not here to watch him tonight. But of course he's on path for the Dominion. One Over the Moon for me. Cool Cobber, he'll just grind out a 1700 metres here. Derek Bull, the 5 Harry Soul. Manners are the key around the Gotta Go Collect gelding. If he does trot the whole way, we know he's nippy enough. Of course he trotted a 1:59.4 mile rate over the 2200 metres, which was just 0.2 of a second outside of I Can Do's its national 2200 metre mark 3 starts ago, and 5 Reel Me In certainly has to be considered after its trial success last week. 6, 7, 5 and 4 for me here, Craig, in the 6th on the card.
Yeah, thanks, Aaron. I'd like to pass on my well wishes to Lex as well, recuperating after that incident, and I'm sure getting well looked after and watching on tonight. One Over the Moon taking on the free-for-all trotters here at Alexandra Park over the 1700 metres. The red light's on. the mobile just about to pull away for our feature tonight. If you've missed earlier tonight, you've just walked in. Big performances by Acceptance in race number 2, making it 2 from 2. Debut runner, got to go Darley Queen, took out race number 3 tonight. Very, very promising filly. Race number 4, the trot was taken out in good style by the newcomer to the Tony Hurley barn and King of the Roses. Bronze Over got over Mr. Euroman in race number 5 tonight. In race number 6, the trot is in behind the mobile. Favourite in the black colours again, Tony Hurley aboard. 1 Over the Moon. Good luck with your investment.
Reel Me In, Charlemagne and Hot Chocolate Tart. Thank you, Craig. Is Cool Cobber. Comes to the unruly spot. The CJ and Loza 50th mobile trot. Laurie Powell, Chris Judd celebrating 50 years tonight. And we've got a galloper in the score up. It's Harry Sewell. Gallop for a few strides. He's back down and trotting, but he'll miss it by a few lengths as they get down to Dispatch. Just about there. Green light. They're trotting. And a Hot Chocolate Tart off the inside with Reel Me In, 1 Over the Moon. We'll look to mosey forward now. They're followed then by Charlemagne, who's dropped to take the early trail. Harry Sill to its outside and 2 lengths away in the field as Charlemagne's gone for a gallop in the early stages. There was Cool Cobber, who galloped in sympathy with Charlemagne, so Cool Cobber's now galloping out of commission. It's Hot Chocolate Tart and Nicky Chilcott leading away by a couple. Reel Me In, so the Iceman decides to bring the stallion by Majestic Sun forward. 1 Over the Moon, his name, and the race favourite about to stride on to the top. The run off the gate in 6.4, the opening quarter 29.6. Harry Sewell is in 4th, and they're followed by Charlemagne. There the winning chances. Cool Cobber has galloped out of commission. There with 1,000 to go and 1 Over the Moon. They work past the Laurie Powell and Chris Judd 50th birthday celebrations, and it's 1 Over the Moon leading from Hot Chocolate Tart at the 900 metres as they scoot around the stables turn their one and only time. Now Reel Me In's come away from the markers. That gives Harry Sewell 1-1 cover. Charlemagne to its inside, second quarter 33. And 15 lengths away, Cool Cobber. 1 Over the Moon into the back, gunning for his 21st success tonight, and leads a length and a quarter. Hot Chocolate Tart's got the hot favourites back, and up on the outside, Reel Me In. He's sitting 3rd in park. Charlemagne 4th and 3 back on the pegs. Harry Sewell, he's doing everything right. Might be a danger to the favourite as they turn off the back and work the showgrounds bend their final time. And Cool Cobber the last. 400 to go. Sprint home. And 29.8 the back straight quarter. 1 Over the Moon, Reel Me In, Hot Chocolate Tart, Harry Sewell and Charlemagne. 1 Over the Moon, though, he's cruising along nicely in front for the Iceman. Reel Me In right there. Harry Sewell getting to the outside, then Hot Chocolate Tart. 1 Over the Moon, Reel Me In to issue a challenge. 3 quarters away, then Hot Chocolate Tart and Harry Sewell. 1 Over the Moon, Reel Me In, trying to reel him back. 1 Over the Moon, Hurley has to go for him. Just kept him up to the mark. Gets the job done. 3 quarters, Reel Me In, Hot Chocolate Tart. They were followed Charlemagne, I'd say, will just get 4th in front of Harry Sewell. Cool Cobber in 2:07 home in 28. 1 Over the Moon gets a performance incentive bonus. It's win 9 at the park, win 21 overall from start 59. The Majestic Sun Stallion for Lex and Heather Williams, the owners and breeders, and the Iceman Tony Hurley. He'll get his second success on the card tonight. Just had to tap him up with Reel Me In, issuing a nice challenge to him on the outside. Comes up 3 quarters of a length away in second. Hot Chocolate Tart will fill the trifecta spot. And I'd say Charlemagne, following the pegs home, will just get underneath Harry Sewell to make up the first 4 in the CJ at Loza 50th mobile trot.
Official placings race 6, the CJ Loza 50th mobile trot. 641-357. 641-357. Horse 6, 1 Over the Moon, paced the, trotted the 1700 metres in 206.99, a mile rate of 2 minutes .2. Last 857.8. 428. The margins are half length, 1.5 lengths, 2 3/4 lengths. 641-357, race 6, the CJ Loza 50th mobile trot.
Fanfare rings out for the performance incentive bonus struck by owners Lex and Heather Williams. A 9th career success under the ribbon of light at Alexandra Park. 21st career success overall at start 59 for One Over the Moon. Majestic Sun, One Over Kenny. Bay 6-year-old stallion back at the head of the field. The Iceman Tony Hurley gets his second training and driving success tonight. The Mitavite Black Bike back into the winner's enclosure. Tony also the Woodland Stud sponsored reinsman. Laurie Powell and Chris Judd down there, part of the victory celebrations. Gordon Robertson, race night steward of the Auckland Trotting Club, also in attendance. For Real Me and Real Desire, 8-year-old Bay Gelding out of Calamian for the Splash Out Syndicate second. Matthew Pemberton trained at Patamahoe, Philip Butcher. And one hot chocolate tart for third Continental Man, 6-year-old Brown Mare out of French Connection. For a GD and Mrs. D.R. Beckett and Mrs. L.A. Chilcott, Nikki Chilcott, the trainer-driver out of Cambridge Raceway. 6 One Over the Moon returns $1 for the win and $1 for the place. $1 and $1. 4 Reel Me In, $4 even. 4 even, one hot chocolate tart, no third dividend. Quinella, $4 even, 4 even. Trifecta, $25.80, $25.80. 6, 4, 1 and 3 in the first 4, $100.60, $100.60. 6 and 6 double, bronze over now with 1 Over the Moon. That returns $7, $7. 6 and 4 concession with Reel Me In, $14.10, $14.10. And the middle treble book ended by Tony Hurley, King of the Roses, 4, 6 bronze over. And now 6 1 Over the Moon returns $21.80, $21.80. Feature pace on the card tonight is the Fashion at the Park 14 October mobile pace. This over 1,700 metres to open the late quaddie and also another double. The late quaddie currently at $6,200, that Paul. We take out number 2 first home. No doctor needed, the 8. Jack McKinnon, 160 and 110 is the favourite. Arden's Choice, the 3 at $5.50, $1.96. The Faithful, 6.10 money back. Good luck with your bets in the feature pace. That comes up at 8:45.
Punting Championship once again. Look, he generally takes a couple of runs to get to his best, and saying that, he finished second in last year's Avon City Ford Cup after only 2 trials. He's had 3 runs this time in, so therefore you can't discount his chances in this. I reckon Lockaburn's an anchor. If you're playing into the quaddie, we should have a look to see where that pool is at, because we had 5,000 carried forward from the first quaddie, and a guaranteed $40,000 here, so I'm sure that it will continue to climb and hopefully get beyond that 40,000 by the time our feature tonight, the Allied Security Morris Holmes Vase, does get underway. New Zealand record from a stand jointly held by Chris and me, set in this race, 3:11.5, and Better's Strike also holding that 3:11.5 time. So yeah, it could be on tonight. It's a warm night, and with the quality of Lockburn, who loves to roll in his races, you definitely wouldn't count his chances out. Franco Ledger, 4 stars Flash, Chris and me, the last 2 have been the victors in this very good race. Up to you, Mark McNamara. The road to the Christchurch Casino New Zealand Cup begins here.
It does indeed, Greg, and a 120 Lockburn. The quaddie still sitting at the $40,000. I'd imagine it's not too far short of getting over that, with the extra 5,000 coming forward to boost it to 2. with the 40,000 guaranteed and then 5,000 brought forward from the previous race. Lockerburn 120. Tiger Tara $8. Seal the Deal 11. So there's only 2 in single figures. Or will the Cup ticket head to an upset result? We'll know pretty soon because they're about to be called in. The Allied Security, Morris Holmes Vase. Get your Cup tickets, including hospitality, which are selling well at addington.co.nz, but all tickets are now available. One of these 7 won't require an entry ticket for Cup Day. I'll have the one that says free pass. See you at about 5:15. 43,000 in the quaddie, so we've cracked the 40k. Good luck if you had a play into that. It's been a mixed result for those that like to back the more favoured runners. Sunny Ruby, excellent in the previous, beyond belief double figures. Oh, it's been a strange old night with results. Goes to show the class of horse we've got here. Allied Security, Morris Holmes Vase. They're ready. Let's jump in the wagon and begin the ticky-two at a Cup Day, with Collector Guinness scrambling off the inside, and then he galloped badly. Seal the Deal first to go over Franco Nelson across to second. 3 lengths to Costa del Magnifico. 1.5 lengths Lockerburn from Woodley Legend inside of Tiger Tara. 2 lengths away last is Collector Guinness. Seal the Deal. Franco Nelson went up and had a bit of a decent look at him. Caught and crossed, backed off. Costa del Magnifico parked. 3 back the inside. Woodley Legend from Lockerburn, the only one other than Costa del Magnifico off the pegs. And the last 2, Tiger Tara and also Collector Guinness. Pretty good speed turning to the back. Seal the Deal's keeping the lead. Margins a length over Costa del Magnifico. Keen to go and take him on for the front here. 2 lengths to Franco Nelson. Lockerburn's running 4th. Woodley Legend 50 inside from Tiger Tara and Collector Guinness. Costa del Magnifico goes to the lead by 2. Lockerburn's coming. He was left posted when the Southlander crossed, and Lockerburn went up to Costa del Magnifico, who'll give the lead straight up to the favourite. Tiger Tara 30, 2 lurking handy. 3 back the inside. Seal the Deal, and ahead away is Collector Guinness. Franco Nelson 4 back the pegs, and ahead away last is Woodley Legend. Lockerburn leads, 1.5 lengths Costa del Magnifico. Tiger Tara parked and neck away 3rd. Seal the Deal 3 back the inside from Collector Guinness. He wound up 1-1, so the early gallop wasn't too much of a problem in the end. Franco Nelson 4 back the pegs, and Woodley Legend is last. Lead time 1:16 off the stand. That's swift. And Lockerburn with 1,300 to go in the Allied Security. Morris Holmes Vase leads with Dexter Dunn. 1.5 lengths on Costa del Magnifico. 3rd on the outer Tiger Tara. Seal the Deal 4th the inside from Collector Guinness. And the last 2, they are Franco Nelson underneath of Woodley Legend on the homeward lap now. And Lockerburn, this very short-priced favourite to win the beginning of the road to the Cup. Went the first quarter in 31.9, so he backed it off well. Second, the leader's back is Costa del Magnifico. A neck away 3rd, Tiger Tara. Seal the Deal 4th, the pegs. Ahead to Collector Guinness from Franco Nelson, and Woodley Legend is last with 800 to go. Lockerburn allowed a bit of rain. He starts to slide down the back. Leads 1.5 lengths Costa del Magnifico. Tiger Tara is a neck away 3rd from Seal the Deal. Collector Guinness 5th. Next, Franco Nelson and Woodley Legend. The second quarter, 31. 62.9 for the half. The third's going to be quicker. 500 metres to go. And Lockerburn has it by 1.5 lengths, Tiger Tara. Costa del Magnifico in the trail. Then Collector Guinness, Seal the Deal. Next, Woodley Legend and Franco Nelson. It's Lockerburn leading. Tiger Tara shows good stick 1/2 length away. They put 3 lengths on Costa del Magnifico and Seal the Deal getting into the clear. Third quarter, 28.3. Lockerburn leads, but Tiger Tara sticks to him. Franco Nelson an inside run. Lockerburn leads. Tiger Tara's a length away from Franco Nelson. It's Lockerburn. He's holding Tiger Tara. And the favourite wins the Vase. Lockerburn won it by a neck, Tiger Tara. Franco Nelson 3rd, and he closed off well. Seal the Deal 4th. Next in, Collector Guinness from Costa del Magnifico. And Woodley Legend is the last one in. For Lockerburn, Dexter Dunn, 110 and $1. 7 Tiger Tara pays 260.
And 6 Franco Nelson, no third, 4.76. He had to earn it. He enjoyed a very comfortable first half of the last mile. He's won it well enough. Tiger Tara, he sat parked, he never turned it up. Franco Nelson was able to zip through on the inside into a clear third. But Lockerburn doing as expected. And he would have been there anyway, but he's only confirmed his ticket now for the Christchurch Casino New Zealand Trotting Cup by taking the Allied Security Morris Holmes Vase over Tiger Tara. 27.2 is the last quarter, 158.4 for the last mile. The favourite pair fighting it out just at the top of the straight. Greg, you wondered if Tiger Tara was going to get to him, but the big horse has found plenty, and great efforts by both first and second in fresh conditions.
He was good. Tiger Tara was equally as good though, Mark. He ran up the track a wee way here, Lockerburn, but that is his racing style, and in the end he was just too strong. Get confirmation here from Mark Gallagher.
Second, 7 Tiger Tara, and third, 6 Franco Nelson. Fourth has gone to 3 Seal the Deal from 1 Collector Guinness and 5 Woodley Legend. 4, 7, 6, 3, 1, 5. The margins are neck, 2 lengths, 2 1/4 lengths, 1 3/4 lengths. Winner's time was 3:14.6, a mile rate of 2 minutes, 0.4. The last 855.1, last 427 seconds.
So the lead time was very good, 16, but he was able to back it off, 31.9 and then 31 home very quickly, 55.1. Impossible to make ground, but Franco Nelson's gone a terrific race fresh up again. He steadily made ground there off both Lockerburn and Tiger Tara. $1.10, $1.04 him. Tiger Tara 2.60, no third. Franco Nelson, unless of course you did bet into the final field top 3. 2.80 Quinella, 21.80 the trifecta. 4.763 first 4, $58.20. The Happy Chapman family, so they should be one of the more favoured runners in the New Zealand Cup. Gets the win here in the Morris Holmes Vase at Group 3 level. Pick 6 wise, 5,754.44. He would have been an anchor on many tickets. 7 Beyond Belief, 11 Sunny Ruby, and the 4 Lockerburn. That's the 7th on the program. Race number 8 for us, Metalcraft Roofing Mobile over the 1950. 8.56 the start.